Test 1, 2. Hello, everybody. Good evening and welcome to another edition of Klamath Falls Falcons baseball on 104.3 960 Sports and on mybasin.com. Tonight, coming to you live from Kiger Stadium as the Falcons finally return home after 10 games on the road. They got a league doubleheader against the North Jackson Royals. Glad to be with you tonight. My name is Josh Eldridge. Walter Hartley along with us tonight from Kiger Stadium. As we're introduced to the starting lineups here at the field, let's introduce them to you here on the broadcast as well. And we'll start with the visitors tonight, the North Jackson Royals. Leading off for them, their center fielder Skylar Tribber. Batting second is the left fielder Colby Stockton. Colin Stockton is the catcher. He bats third, followed by Brody Bavaro, the first baseman, batting cleanup. Tristan Skinner is the pitcher. He bats fifth, followed by Tyler Harrison, the shortstop, batting sixth. Marcos Guerrero is in right field, batting seventh. Carlo Garcia is the second baseman. He bats eighth. And batting ninth is Anthony Rodriguez at third base for the North Jackson Royals. They enter play today with a 2-10 overall and league record. And now the starting lineup for the home team, the Klamath Falls Falcons. Leading off for them, the shortstop, number 3, Carson Sims. Colin Tacchini bats second. He plays third base today, followed by Jacoby Tacchini, the catcher, hitting third. Corbin Hamilton is the pitcher, batting fourth today. Hitting fifth is P.J. Safford at first base. Tristan Thomas is in right field. He bats sixth. Batting seventh is Hunter Glidden in left field. Ty Teeters is at second base, batting eighth. And hitting ninth is Harley Hoblet in center field. Your Falcons enter play 14-2 on the season and come back home after going 9-1 in 10 games on the road. Their only loss was the back end of a doubleheader against a travel ball club out of Salem. Vencer lost 10-4 there, but was able to right the ship before coming home. A win against the Roseburg Pepsi on the road Friday morning was an 11-1 victory. They also grabbed wins against Vencer, the Ole Athletics 14-1, a huge win against Philomath 22-1, and then Grants Pass as well before a few league games preceded that. Walter, we got a chance to see these two teams play back on June 18th. Couple of convincing wins for the Falcons in that one against North Jackson. They played well there on the road.
Yeah, they did play really well on the road, but what stood out to me during that game was North Jackson's young teammates or young players. They had a couple of freshmen that really showed out against the Falcons, and that was really impressive to me.
Yeah, going to be interesting to see how they play on the road tonight. And the Falcons, of course, have their home crowd in attendance tonight. If you're cruising around town listening to us on the radio, I encourage you to stop by. Not only do we got great baseball on tap tonight, we've also got brisket on the grill, merchandise for sale. It is great to be back home here at Kiger Stadium, just near the fairgrounds in Klamath Falls. Falcons baseball just minutes away today on 104.3 and 960 Sports. We're going to step aside here for the national anthem, and when we come back, it'll be time for first pitch in Area 4 doubleheader live from Kiger Stadium on 104.3 960 Sports and mybasin.com.
What are the best words you can hear tonight?
Order ready for Susan?
And if you hear those words at Abby's, you know it's going to be a legendary meal. Your pizza is loaded with toppings to the edge, premium ingredients, and real cheese. Yeah, baby. Gather with friends, play some video games, and watch the big game on TV. That's made Abby's a legendary pizza tradition for generations. And when you're ready to hear those magic words,
Tom, your order's ready.
you know where to go. You're always welcome at Abby's.
There's something special about this place. It's more than the quiet mornings and the open skies. It's more than the scenery. It's the people. Around here, people still wave when you pass by. They check in when something's wrong. They show up when it matters. At Sage Credit Union, we're proud to live and work in a region that believes in each other. A place where neighbors lend a hand, small businesses thrive, and generosity runs deep. We believe that being part of a community means giving back to it, not just with dollars, but with time, effort, and heart. That's why our employees earn paid volunteer time. That's why you'll see us at food drives, fundraisers, and the local fair. We show up for our community. This isn't just where we work. This is where we live, where we give, and where we grow. Right here, in the coffee shop, at the fundraiser, and in our local branch. At Sage Credit Union, we've found our people. We'll see you around town.
At Pacific Power, we can't predict the future, but we're preparing for every possibility. With more extreme weather year-round, we're investing in an energy system ready for what comes next. By strengthening the grid, using smart infrastructure, and drawing from our diverse energy resources, we're not just powering today. We're designing an energy system that's built to weather tomorrow. Energy that makes powering your greatness possible.
Josh Eldridge and Walter Hartley back with you today from Kiger Stadium on 104.3 and 960 Sports, and live free video today on mybasin.com. The Klamath Falls Falcons back at home for a league doubleheader against the North Jackson Royals. Talked about it, the Falcons 14-2 entering play today. They're winners their last time out against the Pepsi 11-1. They've got Corbin Hamilton on the hill today. A quick looks at the right-hander, the senior-to-be from Henley High School. Hamilton is making his fourth appearance and his fourth start of the season. He's pitched 9 previous innings and has a 1-0 record. He's allowed 10 hits, 2 runs, no earned. He's struck out 13 batters in his 9 innings pitched so far. Obviously, that leaves him with an ERA of 0 so far to begin the season. One thing we're noticing just right at the top here, Walter, new home uniforms for the Falcons today. They are finally been able to be seen. The white uniforms we've heard about for the last week, and I think they look pretty darn good.
Yeah, they look really good. I'd agree with that. It's a good take.
Let's show off a couple things for those of us watching on mybasin.com. A little up the production value today. We got the camera from behind the pitcher, from over on the first base side, and then one pointing at home as well. There's Jacoby Tacchini catching the warm-up tosses here for Corbin Hamilton. So trying to bring you the best broadcast we can tonight on mybasin.com. Of course, the first of 2 dates at home for the Falcons tonight. Doubleheader this evening, and then back at home tomorrow against the Phoenix Cascade Legion Baseball Club before the Falcons head back out onto the road this weekend, where they'll be in Roseburg for the 4th of July tournament, and we'll have a similar level of high production when we go to Roseburg as well. But besides the point of how flashy we are on the broadcast, let's focus on some baseball. We've got coming up is getting ready to lead off for North Jackson is Skylar Tribber, the center fielder for the Royals, as he gets set to face Corbin Hamilton, our first batter today. First pitch on the way. It's a bouncer out towards second base. Teeters up with it cleanly. The throw on to first is in time. And quickly there is one gone on one pitch in the first inning. As we take a look around the diamond today for the Falcons, at third base is Colin Tacchini. Carson Sims plays short. Ty Teeters is at second with P.J. Safford at first. In the outfield from left to right, Hunter Glidden, Harley Hoblet, and Trustin Thomas. As Colby Stockton ready to step in now for the Falcons. Last time out, a 12-1 win for the Falcons against North Jackson. This was back on June 18th. And then it was Stockton who got one of the 4 hits for the for the Royals that day. He finished 1 for 2 and had a run scored in that contest. Right now, the count to him 1-1 after Hamilton finds the outside part and evens the count. Hamilton ready to deliver the pitch. And that one is bounced foul. So working ahead of Stockton here, a ball and 2 strikes. Stockton, class of 29 from Eagle Point. This North Jackson team made up of kids predominantly from Eagle Point High School, although there are a couple of exceptions that we'll meet throughout the broadcast tonight. The 1-2 pitch got him looking. Back-to-back quick outs for Hamilton to begin the first inning. And with 2 gone, it brings up Colin Stockton. Stockton, the older of the pair. Colin, of course, class of 27 from Eagle Point High School. Tasked with the catching duties today. He did the same back when these two teams met on June 18th. really good defensive catcher, trying to get something started for North Jackson here in the top of the first inning. First pitch is called a ball to Stockton. Second one on the way from Hamilton. That one is in the zone. Good fastball there from Corbin. He uses it to even the count. Due up next is Brody Bavaro in the Royals order, wearing their white pants today with powder blue tops and dark blue pinstripes, kind of a vest look. This one's hit hard deep to left field. Glidden going back near the track, fighting the sun. He makes the catch for the third out. That's a tough ball to play this time of day at Kiger Stadium, but Glidden tucks it away, and it's 3 up, 3 down for the Royals in the first. We head to the bottom half next. Scoreless on 104.3, 960 Sports, and mybasin.com.
The Klamath Basin is beautiful, from shimmering Klamath Lake to rich farmlands to the historic downtown. And with an average of over 300 days of sunshine every year, the Klamath Basin is a great place to be. We here at Basin Media Active have been supporting this community for many years, keeping it entertained and informed with friendly faces and familiar voices. You can stay up to date with the latest news, weather, stream live local sports, and check out our community calendar, all on our website, mybasin.com. And you can download our app for free in your app store right now. Basin Media Active, local community engaged.
Welcome back to Falcons baseball tonight on 104.3, 960 Sports, and on mybasin.com. As we get ready for the bottom of the first inning, the Falcons set to go up against Tristan Skinner on the hill for the Royals. Skinner from Eagle Point High School, class of 28. And trying to get some work in against the Falcons, who've been swinging the bat well as of late. Look no further than their last time out, an 11-1 win against the Roseburg Pepsi. 11 runs, 9 hits, and it was Colin Tacchini, really an X factor in that game. We'll talk about it more when he gets a chance to hit next. But more than hitting the ball well, the Falcons played well on defense in that contest too, turning I think a trifecta of double plays in that contest. So just looking to keep on rolling as they are off to a great month of June. It wraps up today. Go around the diamond defensively for you for North Jackson. Rodriguez is at third, Harrison at short, Garcia at second with Bavaro at first. In the outfield from left to right, Stockton, Tribber, and Guerrero. As Carson Sims gets ready to step in now for the Falcons. Sims a .315 hitter on the season. He has scored, tied for the most runs on the team this year, trying to lead off things here in the bottom of the first inning for Klamath Falls. It's Tristan Skinner working from the windup. Here's the pitch. Sims shows bunt on the first pitch, pulls back in time, and works ahead here, 1-0. Sims starting at shortstop today, as has been his newfound position this season. Played the other part of the middle infield during the prep season, but in talking to him throughout this year, seems to have really become quite comfortable at shortstop. Really likes the position, is adjusted to it well, and he's made a home there for the Falcons this season as he fouls off the 2-0 pitch to the right side. Count is 2 balls and a strike to Sims. Carson mostly hitting for singles this season at the top of the order. Just working to get on base here as that pitch misses inside. Pretty patient hitter as well as he watches that one go by. Sims, as far as walks, has worked the third most, tied for third most on the ball club. Here's the pitch. That one is going to miss low, and there you go. Sims works his way aboard to lead off the inning. Doesn't always have to be a base hit, but a base runner is just what the doctor ordered to lead off the ball game, and it brings up Colin Tacchini. Like I said, Colin had a really good performance on Friday against Roseburg. Final line score read 2 for 4 with a run scored, 5 RBIs for Takini. A couple of doubles got him there and just came up when it mattered most. As he swings and fouls off the first pitch, the count is 0-1. After Takini in the order, it's Jacoby Takini for the Falcons. Nice day here at the ballpark, 69 degrees at Kiger Stadium. Sunny, of course, and cooling down as the night goes on. It's a great evening for baseball, not like that 90-degree heat the Falcons had been playing in last week. Nice and temperate here in the basin. Counts a ball and a strike to Colin Takini. Corners playing in, protecting a bunt. Takini even in the count. And the pitch is swung on and fouled straight back. Ball and 2 strikes to Colin. On the season, taking a look at the statistics here for Takini, batting .448. Missed a couple of games midway through the year, dealing with a quad, but back in the starting lineup today. Here's the 1-2. Sims is on the move. That pitch hit Takini, and so Sims will advance into scoring position with no stolen base, just advancing on the hit by pitch, and it brings up Jacoby Takini with a couple of runners on and nobody out in the inning. Trying to come up in a big spot here is Jacoby. He's batting .286 on the season, and when put in these spots, he's come through. 21 RBIs, leads the team. He's got 4 doubles. That's also good for second most, and so trying to find some magic here, get the Falcons on the board here in the first inning. He takes a pitch upstairs and works ahead 1-0. Set on the mound is Skinner. And the pitch home is swung on and fouled back. Count is a ball and a strike to Jacoby Takini, with Corbin Hamilton due up next for the Falcons. Coach Teeters down the third base side, issuing a set of signs to Takini. On the first base side, Joe Takini. In the dugout for the Falcons today is Craig Connor and Pete Whistler. Pitch on the way to Jacoby, checks his swing on a pitch in the dirt. And count, I believe, is 2 balls and a strike to Jacoby. Like I said, 4 doubles, second most, 21 RBIs, leads the team. He's also worked 9 walks this season, which is third most. Although the average might not be exactly where he wants it, he's been productive in other areas this season. The 2-1 is fouled back. And we'll do it now with 2 strikes, 2-2. Falcons catcher got a little bit of a reprieve from behind the plate this past week. Played a little bit of first base. Always nice to see that. Here's the 2-2. That one is ripped to third, underneath the glove of Rodriguez and into left field. They're waving in Sims, and he will score an RBI single for Takini, and the Falcons are on the board in the first inning. RBI number 22 for the season for Jacoby, and run scored for Carson Sims, number 23, puts him squarely in the team lead in that statistical category. And now Corbin Hamilton, today's pitcher for the Falcons, a chance to help himself out here with a couple of runners on and still nobody out in the inning. Tristan Skinner delivers home, first pitch, and Hamilton checks his swing, one that's in the dirt. 1-0, the count to Corbin. On the season, Corbin a .422 hitter for the Falcons, 10 RBIs, 15 runs scored, a couple of doubles, a couple of triples. Just has a real relaxed demeanor about him, not only when he's hitting, but also when he's out there on the mound like we've seen him today, as he takes a strike and the count is even. Something that you might not always have been able to say about Corb. Sometimes would wear his emotions on his sleeve in the prep season, but here this summer is just looking as composed as ever. The 1-1 home to him. That one is taken up and in. Count is 2-1 here to Corbin. Runner at second is Colin Takini. Aboard at first is Jacoby Takini. And again, there's nobody out, bottom of the first inning. The Falcons lead 1-0 in Game 1 of a doubleheader against the North Jackson Royals. Pitch home to Corbin, looked off speed and still missed in. Count is 3-1. P.J. Safford waits on deck for the Falcons. Wind blowing straight out to center field today. 385 to straightaway center at Kiger Stadium. 325 down either line as that pitch finds the outside part of the plate, and the count is full to Hamilton. One of the deeper ballparks that the Falcons play in Area 4 right here at Kiger Stadium. Tough one to hit it out of unless the wind is blowing out like it is today. It's blowing hard. 3-2 pitch. Hamilton fights it off, and the count remains full. All right. Digging back in is Hamilton, seen a fair few pitches from Skinner. We'll see where Skinner is able to go here in a 3-2. The pitch in is going to miss in. Hamilton walks, and it load the bases for P.J. Safford as Colin moves up to third. Jacoby to second, and now Safford to bat with the bases loaded. Got a courtesy runner in for the pitcher. It's going to be Max Rogers out there on the base paths for the Falcons, so now Rogers at first. Safford swings and misses at the first pitch, falls behind here 0-1. Infield comes in here for North Jackson. Try to cut down the lead runner at home on a hard hit ground ball in the infield. Safford watches the 0-1 go low, but not away enough from the catcher to allow a runner to score. And so everyone stays out there. Here's the delivery from Skinner. That one is low, checks the swing, but I believe they're going to say Safford held up in time. The count is 2-1. Skinner working out of the windup. Here's the pitch. That one misses up. Safford's way ahead here, 3-1. A walk does score a run here. And also Rogers with a huge lead off of first as well.
The whole infield is shifted in.
That one bounces to the plate. That should be a walk for Safford. Nope, pardon me. Now the count is 3-2. Payoff pitch here. Skinner looking in, gets the sign from Stockton. Here's the payoff pitch. A grounder towards the right side is through. One run will score. Jacoby Takini coming in to score. The ball is mishandled in right field. They wave in Rogers. The throw to second to try to get Safford's not in time. And so an RBI single scores 2, an error scores a third, and the Falcons now lead 4-0.
Why would the infield shift in like that?
Trying to get a force out at home plate with the bases loaded, but that's where it can cost you because that ball's probably a ground out if you play second base straight away. And, well,
all you have to do is hit a blooper into the gap.
Exactly. So 3-run score on the single from Safford. He advances to second on the error in right field. Falcons lead 4-0 here in the first. North Jackson still looking for their first out as Trustin Thomas steps in. First pitch swinging, and the count is 0-1. Hunter Glidden is due up next for the Falcons. Here's the pitch. It's called a strike. 0-2. Decent lead off a second for Safford. Not too terribly large. Harrison going to check on him just to be sure, but Skinner motions home in the 0-2. That one bounces to the plate, and it's going to allow Safford to advance to third on the wild pitch, now just 90 feet away from scoring here in the first. Now working out of the windup again with a runner at third. Here's the pitch from Skinner. That one misses wide. And the count is even. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Trustin Thomas. Guy who seemingly always comes up with runners on base. 270 overall hitting on the season with 9 RBIs as he takes strike 3 right around the knees, heart of the plate. And Thomas is down on strikes for the first out in the first. Delivery on the way from Skinner with 1 gone. Nearly came in and hit Glidden, but he works ahead 1-0. Glidden on the season batting .300, 3 for his first 10 at-bats. Couple of doubles, couple of RBIs for him as well. Infield is in, and Glidden swings and misses at the 1-0 pitch. Going to try to cut down Safford on a ground ball in the infield, but unlike when the bases were loaded, Safford doesn't have to go home here, so risky play here for North Jackson early in this one, although I suppose every run counts, especially when you're already down by a bundle in the first, as the 1-1 misses inside to Glidden. Counts 2 balls and a strike. Here's Skinner. That one misses away, probably a touch low as well. 3-1 the count to Glidden. Ty Teeters is due up next for the Falcons. Here's the pitch from Skinner. That one is lifted in the infield behind the mound. Shortstop calls everybody off, loses it in the sun, and can't make the play. And so that will allow Glidden to reach. They mark it an error, and it brings up Ty Teeters. Like I said, those are tough to see this time of day at Kiger Stadium with the sun where it's at just behind our vantage point from behind home plate today. And they were even talking about it in warm-ups today. For those, the team was sharing it. For those of you guys who haven't been here yet, it's tough to see the ball until about 7 o'clock here. And, well, that time it got the best of Harrison. Runners at the corners, 1 out. Here's Ty Teeters. Runner on the move from first. Pitch is called a strike. The throw down is cut off. Now they try to go home with it. Tag applied, and they got Safford trying to score. But in safely at second is Hunter Glidden. So that time the Royals had that play scouted and got the runner trying to score. So there's 2 outs in the inning. Glidden is in scoring position, and Ty Teeters is in an 0-1 count. Set on the mound is Skinner. And the pitch. Bouncer towards the right side. Up with it is the second baseman Garcia. Throw to first is in time, and that'll do it in the first. But the Falcons score 4 on 2 base hits in the inning. They leave a man stranded. And again, they lead 4-0 as we go to the second on 104.3, 960 Sports and MyBasin.com.
Over the last year, you've heard and seen the advertisement for God's Gifts 2, a local photographer who travels to high school sporting events and takes individual and team action photos at a great price. Something you may not know, though, is that the money from God's Gifts Photography supports 6 children in Kenya who Annalisa has met on mission trips. If you'd like to capture your athlete in action and help support these kids, call 541-281-2206. Search God's Gifts 2 on Facebook.
Looking for insurance from someone who truly understands rural Klamath? Meet Gabby Haskins, a licensed agent for Country Financial, born and raised in Merrill, with deep roots in agriculture and the local way of life. Whether you're protecting your family farm, homes, vehicles, businesses, Gabby's here to help. She offers trusted, personalized insurance for farm, life, home, auto, commercial, and retirement needs at Gary Sheen's Country Financial office in Merrill. Stop by today and see why Merrill residents trust one of their own. Country Financial, here to help you experience more in Merrill.
Josh Eldridge back with you here on 104.3, 960 Sports and MyBasin.com. It is the top of the second inning, and the Klamath Falls Falcons lead the North Jackson Royals a score of 4-0. Corbin Hamilton ready to deliver to Brody Bavaro. First pitch, grounder to third, hopped up on Takini. The throw across the diamond is in time. 1 pitch and 1 gone in the second. And a nice defensive play there by Colin Takini. Took an awkward hop on him in the infield, but played it well, and there's 1 out. So after 1 gone, it brings up Tristan Skinner for the Royals. Skinner was 1 for 2 last time these two teams played. Had an RBI single in the first inning of the second meeting. In the opener, he had reached on an error, also flew out in that contest. Skinner right now works ahead 1-0. The pitch from Hamilton is going to miss in. Count is 2-0 to Skinner. And Tyler Harrison is due up next. It was 4-5-6 due up this half inning for the Royals. 2-0. Now it's 2-1 after a swinging strike from Skinner. He only allowed 2 hits in the bottom half of the last inning. A couple of errors aided in getting some runs across against him as he swings and misses. Now there's 2 strikes on him. But he's able to get on base, try to get something going for his squad, although it's a 2-strike count. Here's the pitch. Bouncer towards third. That one is over the bag, but fair down the line. Skinner turning around first, headed for second. The throw to get him is going to go by Teeters and roll all the way by first base. Skinner's now going to get third. And what was a single, Skinner advances on a throwing error. And now he stands at third with just 1 out in the inning. First pitch to Harrison's going to miss away. Count is 1-0. We got a runner over at third in for the pitcher Skinner, but the 1-0 home is going to be looked at for a strike. Count is even to Tyler Harrison. Harrison back on June 18th when these two teams played was 1 for 2 in the nightcap of that contest. The 1-1 is poked towards first but foul. And it's a ball and 2 strikes to Tyler Harrison. After Harrison in the order is Marcos Guerrero. Hamilton steps and delivers. The 1-2 is hit off to the right side. Looks out of play. Safford gives chase, but he'll have to watch that one go over the fence. And the count remains 1-2 to Tyler Harrison. Harrison, class of 29 for Eagle Point High School, just wrapped up his freshman season. The 1-2 is looked at for strike 3. And there is 2 gone in the second inning. Still a runner aboard at third. I believe at third is Tobin Carter as Marcos Guerrero gets ready to step in. Hamilton delivers to Guerrero. That is going to be called a ball, 1-0. Guerrero just wrapped up his sophomore campaign at Eagle Point High School this last academic season. Lasted 28. The 1-0 to him will miss high and in. 2-0 the count to the Royals right fielder. Carlo Garcia is due up next. Swung on and missed. Count, I believe, is 2-1. Pitch on the way from Hamilton. Swung on and missed again. Count is 2-2. Hamilton goes back-to-back fastballs, gets a couple swings and misses. That one is going to miss. I think must have been elevated in the zone there. Count is 3-2 to Guerrero. Again, Carter at third. Hamilton trying to get out of this inning, keeping the goose egg intact, and does. And he rings up Guerrero on the fastball. The Royals get a runner to third, but they leave him there. They trail 4-0 as we go to the bottom half of the second next on mybasin.com.
Introducing Smith Bates Marcom Solutions, your trusted partner in marketing and communication. We specialize in crafting compelling campaigns, eye-catching graphics, and impactful branding materials.
Smith Bates is like working with dependable friends. They always help us build our professional image.
Through the innovative strategies that the team at Smith Bates suggested, we've been able to give the brand at Calor the boost that it desperately needed.
Unlock your potential with Smith Bates Marcom Solutions.
Rob, why do you think so many families choose Subaru here?
Because they're built for real life here in Southern Oregon.
All-wheel drive, safety, and room for everything from kids to camping gear.
And we've got Subarus in stock, ready to go when you are.
Plus, we're locally owned and deeply involved in the community.
When you buy from us, you buy from a dealership that supports Klamath Falls. Stop by and say hi.
Friendly, local, and easy to work with. That's us at Klamath Falls Subaru, right on Washburn Way.
Harley Hoblet, Carson Sims, Colin Takini do up this half inning, I suppose, for the Falcons as Hoblet takes a pitch outside. The count is 1-0. Hoblet, Sims, and Takini do up this half inning for the Falcons. Pitch on the way from Tristan Skinner is going to be called a ball. Count is 2-0 here to Hoblet, as the delivery on the way from Skinner is a check swing, but a called strike, as Hoblet, who bats .333, has got a strike on him to lead off the second inning. Here's the pitch. Ground ball back up the middle towards second base. Garcia up with it. The throw to first is in time, and there's one gone in the inning. Sims getting ready to step in now. He is without an official at-bat today, as he walked and came around to score in the first inning. Pitch on the way from Skinner is a bouncer again towards the right side of the infield. No one's going to cover first base in time. Sims is going to beat it out. And an infield single. Sims is aboard, and it brings up Colin Takini. Stepping in now, Colin, who was hit by a pitch his last time up, came in to score. Corners in, protecting a bunt against Colin. And the first pitch is going to miss inside. Count is 1-0 to Colin, and Jacoby Takini is due up next. Misses in there, 2-0 the count to Colin. Bouncer towards third and winds up foul. Count is 2-1 to Colin Takini. Again, on the season, Colin is hitting .448, 5 doubles on the season. He's been blasting those extra base hits this year. The 2-1 on the way is going to miss up. 3-1 the count to Colin. Set on the hill again is Skinner. The pitch is hit towards second base. It is gloved by Garcia. The throw to first is going to get away. And did it go out of play? No, it just ricocheted off the fence So Sims might have gotten bailed out a little bit there. It'll just go in as an F4. And it brings up Jacoby Takini. Now with 2 outs, runner out first. Takini had an RBI and a single his last time up, would also come around to score in that inning. Sims leads off of first and goes on the very first pitch. It was maybe a designed hit and run as Takini fouled it off. And the count to Jacoby is 0-1. After Jacoby in the order, it is Corbin Hamilton for the Falcons. Sims, another aggressive lead. We'll see if he's on the move again here in an 0-1 count. There he goes. Pitch is taken high. Throw down is a good one, but Sims slides underneath the tag, and the ball comes free. The shortstop, Harrison, lost it while applying the tag, and so Sims in safely at second. Still 2 outs, but now an RBI opportunity for Jacoby Takini. The shortstop, Harrison, playing closer to the bag than Sims is with the lead as Takini takes a strike there, 1-2. An aggressive lead out at second for Carson. But Skinner hasn't thrown over to second yet. Now the second baseman, Garcia, doing his part in trying to keep Carson close. Skinner doesn't even really look back there as he delivers the 2-strike pitch home, and Takini chases it upstairs, strikes out, and that will end the inning. Falcons get a base runner, but they leave him stranded in the second. They still lead by 4 as we go to the top of the third on 104.3, 960 Sports, and mybasin.com.
When your care feels complicated, you need someone who won't back away. At Heartfelt, they are known for taking on the cases others won't. Complex, high-risk, and deeply personal situations that deserve real attention. They specialize in minimally invasive procedures, helping you heal faster and get back to your life, your family, your work. And they are here for the long term, not just one visit. No referrals needed, just care that truly shows up for you. Visit heartfeltobgyn.com or call 541-205-6890. Heartfelt OBGYN. Expert care when it matters most.
At Pacific Power, we can't predict the future, but we're preparing for every possibility. With more extreme weather year-round, we're investing in an energy system ready for what comes next. By strengthening the grid, using smart infrastructure, and drawing
Josh Eldridge back with you here on 104.3, 960 Sports and mybasin.com, getting set to lead off this half inning for the Royals. It's going to be Carlo Garcia, Anthony Rodriguez, and Skylar Tribber. That is 8, 9, and 1 in the order for them as they look to get something going against Corbin Hamilton. Now into the third inning of his start today. Allowed 1 hit in the second inning, but it's been otherwise perfect through 2 innings. 3 strikeouts through 2 innings. Now going to work against Carlo Garcia. Garcia, one of those exceptions I talked about as far as kids coming from Eagle Point High School. He is from South Medford High School as that pitch is called a strike, 0-1. He joins his first baseman, Brody Bavaro, as the only 2 kids not attending Eagle Point High School. Bavaro goes to Brookings Harbor on the coast. Here's the 0-1 pitch that is swung on and missed, and the count is 0-2 to Carlo Garcia. Pitch on the way from Hamilton. The 0-2 is fouled off. Pitch on the way from Hamilton. Shakes off Takini a couple of times as he works ahead here, 0-2. The pitch is swung on and missed. 1 out in the third inning. And it brings up Anthony Rodriguez. Rodriguez batting here in the 9 spot. Starting at third base today, he's class of 28 from Eagle Point. And the pitch is waved at and missed. Count is 0-1. Here is the 0-1 pitch. Swung on and fouled back. Count is 0-2 to Anthony Rodriguez. Misses away. After Rodriguez, we go back to the top of the order with Skylar Tribber. Hamilton out of the windup. That one misses high and in against Rodriguez. 2-2 the count. Hamilton agreeable on the first sign from Tacchini this time. Now the 2-2 pitch is popped up foul out of play, and the count remains 2-2. Another opportunity for Hamilton. The 2-2 swung on and missed. Back-to-back Ks to start the third inning. 4 in a row dating back to the second. And now we go back to the top of the order. It's Skylar Tribber, 0 for 1 today. He grounded out in the first inning. Hamilton, 5 strikeouts already today. 4-0 the Falcons lead. Top of the third inning. First of 2 today from Kiger Stadium. Pitch for Hamilton is going to miss upstairs. 1-0. 1-0 from Hamilton is called a strike, taken on the outer third. Count is even to Tribbers. Colby Stockton is on deck for the Royals, hoping to get a chance this half inning. Pitch from Hamilton misses in. And the count is 2-1 to the Royals center fielder. Last time these two teams played, Tribber was absent from the starting lineup. The 2-1 is going to miss there. Was surprised to see Tribber absent from the starting lineup last time these two teams played. Certainly one of the stronger ball players on this North Jackson team. The 3-1 home is going to be fouled off. And the count is full to Tribber. Pitch on the way from Hamilton. The 2-strike offering got him looking. 3 up, 3 down to begin the third. We go to the bottom half next in a 4-0 ball game on 104.3, 960 Sports and MyBasin.com.
What are your goals? To get stronger, move better, feel healthier? Whatever you are aiming for, Harbor Isles is here to help you. They have brand new cardio and strength equipment. Harbor Isles offers indoor tennis courts, 4 indoor pickleball courts, energizing group classes, expert personal trainers, and a friendly, knowledgeable staff ready to guide you every step of the way. No matter what your goals are, Harbor Isles has everything you need to reach those goals. Stop by and see the difference for yourself. Harbor Isles, lose those reins and get your gains.
Are you an enthusiastic sports fan? Want to have fun and get in on the action?
Heck, yes. That'd be awesome.
Have great attention to detail? Want to stay active?
Definitely.
Want to give back to the student athletes in your community?
Obviously, yes.
Then you'd make an excellent high school sports official.
Pitch on the way from Skinner is going to, be called a strike. 2-1. Hamilton, the last time these teams played, was 0 for 3, although he did reach base on a walk. That was, again, back on June 18th. And the opener, though, did have a single and an RBI, scored a couple of runs against the Royals in the first of a doubleheader back on June 18th. The 2-2 fouled off. Count remains 2-2. Outfield shaded a little bit to the left. Center fielder played mostly straight up with second base, but maybe the right fielder shaded to the foul line a little bit. Big gap out there for Hamilton to try to find. His count to him is full, 3-2. Again, he walked his first time up. Hamilton's been patient up there today. And the pitch is going to miss up and in. Hamilton works a walk to lead off the third. Second time a free pass has been issued to him today, and it brings up P.J. Safford. So Safford getting ready to dig in, had a base hit his last time, drove in a couple of runs, and another scored on an error on that same play. Safford responsible for the hit that got the Falcons 3 of their 4 runs today. Here's the pitch on the way from Skinner. That one misses high and tight to Safford. 1-0 the count. Hamilton was courtesy ran for at first, by the way. I believe Max Rogers came back out there for him. Yep, that's Max leading off at first. And the count is 1-0 to P.J. Safford. Skinner delivers the pitch. It's punched back up the middle. The shortstop boots it, and the throw to first is not going to be in time. Safford beats it out, and I believe that was in as an error. And so Safford reaching on the error. Same error advances Hamilton into scoring position. And now there's 2 on and nobody out for Trustin Thomas. So Safford reaching on the fielder's choice and the error there. And then that first pitch to Thomas gets to the backstop and everybody advances. Hamilton to third, Rogers to third, and Safford to second. And a golden opportunity to grow this lead for Trustin Thomas. Struck out his first time up, but a chance to be aggressive. Try to put a ball in play here. When the Falcons have put balls in play today, good things have happened, at least for them. North Jackson has committed 3 errors in the first 2 innings and change. The pitch to Thomas is going to miss away, 2-0. Infield in here for North Jackson. They'll try to stop Rogers if they can. Skinner out of the windup again with a runner at third. And the 2-0 home. It's a grounder foul down the third base side. 2-1. After Thomas, it is Hunter Glidden due up next for the Falcons. Skinner looking in. Now the pitch. That one's rifled to left center field. That's going to get down and certainly be extra bases. Thomas digging for 2. They have Rogers score. Safford gets the green light. The throw in is going to be late. And a 2 RBI single for Trustin Thomas. The Falcons lead 6-0. 2 RBI double there, for Thomas. For him, we'll update the stats for Trustin as Hunter Glidden gets ready to step in. Trustin with his 4th double of the season and his 13th RBI of the year there. And Hunter Glidden a chance to add to it. Still with nobody out in the inning, and the Falcons a 6-run advantage. Here's the pitch. That one hits Hunter square in the back. Doesn't feel great, but he'll take first. It brings up Ty Teeters. Ty grounded out his first time up. That was in the first inning. He grounded out to end the first inning. But batting here with Thomas aboard at second, Glidden aboard at first. A decent lead for Glidden off of first. Bavaro, the first baseman, playing behind him as Teeters looks to lay down a bunt but lays it down near his feet. He'll have to try again as he falls behind 0-1. After Teeters in the Falcons order, it's Harley Hoblet. Teeters, second on the team in hitting, coming into play today, batting .486. 18 hits is third most on the team. 11 RBIs, 16 runs scored for Ty this year. The 0-1 to him shows bunt again. This time it misses low, and the count is 1-1 to Teeters. Already 2 in this inning on the RBI double from Trustin Thomas. Falcons lead 6-0 in the bottom of the third. First of a doubleheader today at Kiger Stadium. The 1-1. Good bunt here from Teeters. Pushes it perfectly beyond the mound. No play to be made anywhere. That's exactly what you want to do with that bunt. If you're Ty Teeters, played it perfectly. Loads him up here for Harley Hoblet as Thomas advances to third. Glidden to scoring position at second. Bunt single for Ty, and here comes Harley. You know, I was on the road with the Falcons this past week, Walter, as Harley takes a look at the first pitch. And Harley told me that he had already geared up, picked the blue for the white uniforms because he heard us talking about what he was going to do with his hood. So he said he thought about everything because the blue matches his hood there. Ground ball in the infield. Throw to home to get the lead runner. Hoblet safe on the fielder's choice. No, they called him out. Timeout called by Teeters. He's going to come out and talk to us here. I thought the initial call was safe. I mean, it certainly looked like Hoblet was safe. And everybody else here disagreeing with the base umpire. But we'll see if they wind up changing it. The sure thing was the out at home. So Thomas is certainly the first out in the inning trying to score on that play. We know Glidden is safe at third and Teeters in at second. Now the question is his Hoblet going to be safe on the fielder's choice, or is the play on the field going to stand? It certainly looked like Harley was safe. But we will see after the umpires deliberate it here. Like I said, I thought we got a pretty good look at it upstairs, but our umpires deliberating it today, they called him safe. Okay, there we go. Hoblet reaching on the fielder's choice. Bases remain loaded with one out, and it's Carson Sims that'll be due up for the Falcons. Here is now the North Jackson coach gets his chance to come on out and argue his case. As I would imagine that the reversed call will now be the one that stands. And, yep, discussion with the home plate umpire is over. Situation is as I laid it out. Glidden at third, Teeters at second, Hoblet at first. One out in the inning. Here's Carson Sims. Sims singled his last time up, was left stranded in scoring position. First pitch swinging, pokes it foul down the third base side. And the count to Carson is 0-1. Colin Tacchini is due up next. Carson, along with the single in the second inning, also reached and scored in the first when he walked. Out of the windup, here's Skinner. That pitch is called a strike to Sims, 0-2. And Hoblet taking a huge secondary lead at first. He can certainly afford to with the first baseman playing in front of him. We'll see if Stockton clocks it behind home plate. Would certainly be something that I would look into. So he gets almost halfway to second as that pitch is being thrown. Sims hits it the opposite way. Down the line, right field, a fair ball. One run scores. They wave in Teeters. They hold Hoblet at third, but a 2 RBI double for Sims, and it's 8-0 Falcons. Glidden and Teeters both score. Hoblet to third for Sims. RBIs 10 and 11 on the season. That's also his second double of the year. And it brings up Colin Tacchini, 2 men in scoring position, 1 out in the third. And again, Falcons' lead just continues to grow. They're up 8-0. Infield back in for North Jackson. The first pitch to Tacchini is going to miss down and in. 1-0. Colin 0 for 1 in the ball game today. He was hit by a pitch in the first inning. He also flew out in the second inning. Skinner, here's the pitch. Bounced off the back foot of Tacchini, and the count is even at a ball and a strike. Skinner delivers. That one will miss away. 2-1 the count. That one misses as well, 3-1. Sims with a good lead off of second. Certainly able to score him on a base hit, a lot of speed. Takinian ahead in the count here in a certain hitter's count, but he'll work a walk instead. And it allows Jacoby Takini to bat with one out, and the base is loaded. Takini 1 for 2 today, singled in the first, knocked in a run. He also struck out in the second. Good opportunity here for Jacoby. Like we said, team's leader in RBIs, the kind of guy you want up with the bases loaded. He hits that one sky high right side. It is going to stay in play, but Bavaro having a tough time to get there. Again, fighting that sun. It's a challenge, and that one will fall harmlessly to the turf. 0-1 the count. Jacoby, a .286 hitter this season. Like I said, 22 RBIs on the season. Here's the pitch from Skinner. It's called a strike, and the count is 0-2 to Takini. Going to have to protect here. He's already gone down on strikes once today, trying to avoid that here. Pitch is on the way. That one is hit off to the right side. And that one is out of play, off to a band of Little Leaguers, it looks like, who just showed up. Got some purple jerseys out there. And, yeah, they're going to go chase that one down. Kid slid for it out by the bullpen. Way to go, guy. 0-2 the count to Takini. Skinner trying to work himself out of this one. The 0-2 is a grounder towards short. It is underneath the glove of the shortstop and into center field. 1 run scores. Sims scores from second. Colin pulls up at third. And 2 runs come in on the error. And the Falcons now lead 10-0. So we're going to have Chase Barrett come in and run for Jacoby. And we go back to where we started this third inning with Corbin Hamilton, who led off by earning a walk and coming around to score later on the 2-bagger from Trustin Thomas. Runners at the corners. First pitch on the way to Hamilton is called a strike. 0-1. Falcons lead 10-0 here in the third. Hamilton has walked both times today, but he falls behind 0-1 to start this at-bat. On the move is Barrett. Throw down is not going to ever come as they decide to eat it in hopes of keeping Colin Takini at third. But now there's 2 men in scoring position. Infield comes back in for North Jackson. They've been able to cut down that lead runner at home 1 time, and it was earlier this inning. Deep breath before the 1-1 from Skinner. Big cut there from Corbin, but he fouls it back, and now he's got 2 strikes on him. After Corbin, in the order, it is P.J. Safford for the Falcons. Delivery on the way from Skinner. Hamilton in a 2-strike count, bounces it up the middle, past the diving glove of Harrison and into center field. Barrett comes in to score from second, along with Colin from third. 12-0 Falcons on the 2 RBI single from Corbin Hamilton, and it brings up P.J. Safford. And Rogers comes in and will run for Hamilton. As Safford steps in now, he knocked in 3 runs when he reached on a single in the first inning. He also reached on an error earlier this inning and came in to score. Here's the pitch to P.J. Safford. First pitch swing and line drive foul. That was right to those same Little Leaguers. Counts 0-1 to P.J. And after P.J. in the order is Trustin Thomas. Falcons lead at 12-0. They've added 8 runs here in the third. Pitch home from Skinner. Fouled off, and the count is 0-2 to Safford. And again, still just one out in the inning. And it was Thomas who was trying to score a run with the bases loaded. Middle infield ready to turn 2 on a double play. Rodriguez playing even with the bag at third. Of course, the first baseman Bavaro holding the runner. Safford swings and misses at the 0-2, and he is the second casualty in the third inning, and it brings up Trustin Thomas. Thomas is 1 for 2 today, struck out in the first, but had a 2 RBI double earlier this inning. Set on the hill is Skinner. Good-sized lead for Rogers off of first. First pitch to Thomas, I believe, was called a ball. They try to backpick Rogers, and to no avail. Count is 1-0. Not a bad idea from Stockton with the kind of lead Rogers is getting over there. Thought they might have tried to throw down earlier, but this time Rogers is back safely. He leads back off ahead of the 1-0 pitch. Thomas keeps his hands low in the stance. Waits the offering, which is called a strike, and the count's even. Thomas takes a look down the third base side. Checks in with Coach Teeters. No signs to be given, so he digs back in. And here's the 1-1. That one's hit fly ball center field. Tribber going to have to battle the sun, but he makes the catch to end the inning. Not before the Falcons add 8 runs on 4 hits in the inning. And they lead 12-0 as we go to the 4th next on mybasin.com.
There's something special about this place. It's more than the quiet mornings and the open skies. It's more than the scenery. It's the people. Around here, people still wave when you pass by. They check in when something's wrong. They show up when it matters. At Sage Credit Union, we're proud to live and work in a region that believes in each other. A place where neighbors lend a hand, small businesses thrive, and generosity runs deep. We believe that being part of a community means giving back to it, not just with dollars, but with time, effort, and heart. That's why our employees earn paid volunteer time. That's why you'll see us at food drives, fundraisers, and the local fair. We show up for our community. This isn't just where we work. This is where we live, where we give, and where we grow. Right here, in the coffee shop, at the fundraiser, and in our local branch. At Sage Credit Union, we've found our people. We'll see you around town.
Getting set for the top half of the 4th inning. The Klamath Falls Falcons lead 12-0. Let's go ahead and check the line score for each of these two teams today. For the Klamath Falls Falcons, they have scored their 12 runs on 7 hits. They've committed 1 error. For North Jackson, no runs, 1 hit, 4 errors for the Royals. Due up this half against Corbin Hamilton, it's Colby Stockton, Colin Stockton, and Brody Bavaro. As Colby Stockton ready to dig in here, and he takes strike 1. Stockton is 0 for 1 in the ball game today, struck out in the first. Hamilton's been working well today, 6 strikeouts through 3 innings. Here's a grounder towards the right side. Up with it is Ty Teeters, throws to Safford, cover in the bag, and there's 1 gone in the inning. And this will bring up Colin Stockton. Colin is 0 for 1 today. He flew out to left field back in the first. Take it back in here. And even though Hamilton has struck out quite a few batters, he's been efficient today as well. Pitch from Hamilton there is taken upstairs for a ball. 1-0 the count. After Stockton in the order is Brody Bavaro. Colin, again, we mentioned class of 27 from Eagle Point, takes a pitch, I think missed outside, maybe low. Hard to tell, but that was not a bad pitch from Hamilton, and the count's 2-0. Corbin from the windup, steps, kicks, and delivers. That one is going to miss as well. Count is 3-0 to Colin Stockton. Hamilton going to have to come over the plate here to the Royals catcher. The pitch called a strike. Had a couple previous that might have looked even better than that one, but Hamilton able to work back into this count. Still behind Stockton in a big way. But see where he goes in a 3-1. Fouled off. Hamilton goes with the fastball. Launched out towards the parking lot. Works the count back full against Colin Stockton. Good job to keep his composure here for Hamilton. That's something I was talking about at the top of the broadcast. He's just been even-keeled this season. After falling behind 3-0 on a couple of pitches that were close, he's battled back full. Now the 3-2 is going to miss wide, but still trying to get him to chase outside. Not a bad offering, although it will surrender the walk with one out here in the fourth, bringing up Brody Bavaro. Bavaro grounded out last time up. That was in the second inning, 0 for 1 today. Bavaro, another one of the guys who was not in the order last time these two teams played. So first chance against the Falcons this season for him, and it's a roller down the first base side. Safford's going to glove it, mishandles it, but is able to pick it up in time to apply the tag and record the out. So 3 unassisted for the second out of the fourth inning, and it brings up Tristan Skinner. Although Colin Stockton does advance into scoring position on that swinging bunt down the first base side. So now Skinner, today's starting pitcher for the Royals, going to try to push their first run of the ball game across here in the top half of the fourth inning. Pitch from Hamilton is lined to first by the glove of Safford and into right field. Stockton is getting waved in as the throw will never come, and an RBI single for Tristan Skinner. It scores a run, and score is now 12-1 Falcons. By the way, Skinner now 2 for 2 today. He's the only Royal to have recorded a base hit against Hamilton, and does so that time to knock in a run. And so now it brings up Tyler Harrison, who is 0 for 1 today, struck out in the second inning. And a new runner at first for the pitcher. Tobin Carter back out there at first for the Royals. Only about a step and a half lead off of first. Hamilton can afford to go right after the hitter here with 2 outs in the inning. And the first pitch is batted into the air, shallow right field. Going to be tough, but Thomas runs a long way and makes the catch to end the inning. A base hit scores a run for the Royals in the fourth, but they trail 12-1 as we go to the bottom half next on 104.3, 960 Sports, and MyBasin.com.
At Geno's on East Main Street, we're always ready for sports season.
And now is a perfect time to connect with us.
We're open every morning at 6:30, serving simply good food
for your breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
We offer breakfast burritos and burgers all day, Italian family recipes,
monthly specials, amazing desserts, and of course, your choice of cold or hot beverages.
Call 884-6474 right now to place a food order for pickup or use DoorDash delivery.
Or best of all, come dine in with us.
Geno's on East Main, simply good food.
Check out our full menu and all our activities at ilovegenos.com. Geno's on East Main, simply good food.
Bottom of the fourth inning. Klamath Falls Falcons lead the North Jackson Royals, a score of 12-1. First of 2 today from Kiger Stadium. A league doubleheader for the Falcons. They look to stay unbeaten in league play. An 8-0 record. We'll take a look at the standings throughout this half inning for the Falcons, as it is the bottom third of their order. Hunter Glidden, Ty Teeters, and Harley Hoblet. Falcons batted around and then some in the third. They scored 8 runs in that inning as Glidden takes a swing and a miss, 0-1. any insurance here as they try to secure a Mercy Rule victory in the 5th. Their next time out. The 0-1 to Glidden is taken low, and the count is a ball and a strike. So again, taking a look at the standings here in Area 4, the Falcons lead the pack with an 8-0 league record. Their 14-2 overall record is also the most wins in the conference. Central Point is behind them. They are 9-3 in conference play. Hold that thought. Fly ball, right center field. Guerrero coming in. That one drops down in front of him, and Glidden leads off the 4th with a base hit. It brings up Ty Teeters. Teeters 1 for 2 today as he singled in the 3rd inning, also grounded out in the 1st. Again, continue to look at the Area 4 standings after Klamath Falls, then Central Point. South Medford is 7-5 on the season. And a lot of these teams haven't played non-league contests. So South Medford 7-5 in league, 7-5 overall. Then you've got North Medford, who's 5-5 in conference play, 6-6 overall on the season. It's the 1-0 pitch to Ty Teeters, misses wide, 2-0 to him. The Grants Pass Nuggets, who, by the way, is the only team the Falcons have yet to play in Area 4 this season. Pardon me, scratch that. I believe they've yet to play South Medford, too. They're 2-6 overall and in league play. Phoenix is 2-6 as well. Those two teams tied as Ty Teeters sends a fly ball to right field. This time, Guerrero has no trouble with it. And there is one out in the inning. North Jackson pulling up the caboose in Area 4 right now, 2-10 in league play and overall on the season. So a battle between first and last place today, and at least for the Falcons, for their part, playing as expected against the last place North Jackson Royals today, up by 11 and looking for more here in the 4th. First pitch to Harley Hoblet. They throw down to first to try to get Glidden, but he's back safely. And I believe that was called a strike or a ball to Harley? I couldn't quite make it out. Looks like 1-0. The count to Harley here, who reached on a fielder's choice his last time up. That time Hoblet takes strike 1. Count is even to the Falcons center fielder. Middle infield ready to turn 2, but that does mean there's a big gap on the right side of the infield for Harley. That pitch is in the dirt, but Stockton a good job of knocking it down. No one's moving on him. Glidden stays put there. After Harley, Falcons lineup card turns over for Carson Sims. Pitch on the way. That is called strike 2. Right down the heart of the plate for Harley. Count is even to him. Guy who's been a good hitter in these spots this season. Hoblet, a guy who shies away from strikeouts, but he's got 2 on him here. He fights off the inside pitch, 2-2. Harley has struck out the fewest times this season for guys who qualify for those types of statistics. Only 1 strikeout through the first 45 at-bats this year. That's astounding. He's got 2 strikes on him here. The 2-2 is poked the other way through the hole on the right side of the infield. Now Glidden turns second, heads for third. The throw is a good one, but on the base is Glidden. And advancing on the throw is Harley Hoblet. So give him a single. Advancing on the throw, Glidden all the way to third. Great piece of hitting there for Harley. I've just been so impressed with him this summer. For a guy who didn't get a chance to play a ton during the prep season for Henley. Spent some of the year down at the JV team. Just finished up his freshman season. He is performing here at the single A Legion level very well.
Well, in my professional opinion, I think it's the hood.
Yeah, the hood always, yeah. It doesn't matter if the heat or if it's a nice day like today, he's always sporting it. First pitch to Sims, misses away, 1-0.
Well, it's certainly working for him.
Man, whatever works for him, whatever his pregame routine is, any superstition, it's working for Harley. Batting up above 300. And like I said, only 1 strikeout in his first 46 at-bats now as Sims is ahead in the count 2-0. That time it misses as well. 3-0 to Carson as Colin Takini is due up next. Should be the last batter here for Skinner. Looks like he's approaching pitch count limitations perhaps. as he's had to work extremely hard. I was a bit surprised they let him go this long, but might be a sign that the Royals are short on pitching coming into this doubleheader. The 3-1 is waved at and missed. And yeah, that was pitch number 111 for Tristan Skinner. So over the mark for sure, but the count is full to Sims. Here it comes from Skinner, trying to record an out and unable to do it. And a walk there will load the bases, and we'll have a new arm here for North Jackson. As we step aside for 60 seconds, we'll give the new arm some time to warm up. As we take a break, Hunter Glidden stands at third, Harley Hoblet at second, Carson Sims aboard at first. It is a 12-1 Falcons lead in the bottom half of the fourth inning on 104.3, 960 Sports, and MyBasin.com.
Come on in. Hey, I'm Jason with Elevate Physical Therapy, Fitness, and Performance, and just a little bit about us. So we started in March of 2020, opened right before COVID hit. It's been a wild ride. So one of the things I'm super passionate about is this idea of being guides, and or think about like a map and compass. If you think about our job as physical therapists is to take a person who's had an injury and help them kind of go from point A to point B. And everybody's journey is different. It's never a straight line. It's nice to have someone that's been there, that's walked that path before many times. And so we see it as our honor and privilege to be able to walk with patients through those little steps along the way of getting back to doing the things they love. So to get a hold of us at Elevate, you can call our number at 541-887-2030. Check out our website, elevateptfp.com. Or check us out on Instagram, shoot us a message.
Set here for the bottom half of the fourth inning. New pitcher in for North Jackson is Carlo Garcia. And it looks like, best we can tell, that Tristan Skinner is going to remain in the game. Looks like he's going to migrate over to second. He's going to go to short, and Harrison is going to go to second. As Garcia inherits a bases-loaded situation. Glidden at third, Hoblet at second, Sims aboard at first in a 12-1 ball game. Bottom of the fourth, Falcons added 8 runs in the third. They've yet to push one across here in the fourth. But any insurance is helpful as you try to go for a mercy rule win in the top half of the next inning. If you're curious for North Jackson who's due up in the next half inning, it is the bottom third of their order. But it looks like we're about ready for baseball as Colin Tacchini set to settle in here. He's without a base hit today, although he has reached base twice. Once when he was hit by a pitch in the first, and once when he was walked in the third. Otherwise, he flew out. That was in the second inning. Coming off of what was a career game for Colin, 5 RBIs, 2 doubles, came up in his spot quite similar to this one in the fourth inning of the previous game against Roseburg, and helped score runs that pushed the Falcons into mercy rule territory as the first pitch from Garcia floats across for strike one. Quite a difference in velocity coming from Garcia. We'll see if Tacchini can try to take advantage here with the bases loaded. The 0-1 is ripped foul, and the count is 0-2. After Colin Tacchini in the order, it is Jacoby Tacchini for the Falcons. All right, ball back to Garcia with the bases loaded. He's working out of the windup. And here is the 0-2 pitch. Off speed again, and Tacchini rifles it foul.
You know, it's always interesting. It's always interesting seeing those MLB position players come in and they throw like 50 miles an hour, 80 miles an hour compared to what a starting pitcher would throw. And sometimes no one can hit off of them.
Yeah, it's tough, especially the first batter to make an adjustment first few pitches. Good thing for Colin here, though. He's seeing quite a few. Going to try to time this one up. The 1-2 is grounded back up the middle. A chance for the shortstop. Touches the second base bag for one, and he turns them both. A 6-3 double play, and that will end the inning. 12-1 the score as we go to the top half of the fifth next on MyBasin.com.
This is where unconditional love and immeasurable happiness reside. This is home. Coldwell Banker, where home begins.
Top half of the fifth inning, and the Falcons a chance to end things early in the first of a doubleheader today from Kiger Stadium as they lead the North Jackson Royals 12-1. North Jackson needing to score 2 this half inning to keep this game going. The guys to lead it off, Marcos Guerrero, Carlo Garcia, and Anthony Rodriguez. That is 7, 8, and 9 in the order for North Jackson. Corbin Hamilton trying to go for a complete game out there on the hill if he can wrap up this inning without allowing North Jackson to score a run. So far for Hamilton, 4 innings pitched, 2 hits, 1 walk, 6 Ks. Here's the pitch. Poke to first. Safford reaches for it. Can't get there. It'll be a foul ball. 0-1. Count to Marcos Guerrero. 0 for 1 today. Struck out in the second.
Do you know what pitch count Corbin's at?
I'll take a look here real quick. I'll tell you in just a moment. Let's see. It looks like that was pitch number 52.
Oh.
Now 53 as that one misses upstairs. Counts 1-1. So he's been efficient today. That's to say the very least for Corbin. Here's the 1-1. That one's a ground ball left side of the infield. Perfectly placed between Takini and Sims. Found its way through. A leadoff single for Guerrero, and it brings up Carlo Garcia. Garcia started the game at second base, has since found himself taking over the pitching duties for North Jackson, trying to help himself out here, although at the plate today he's 0 for 1. He struck out back in the third inning. Hamilton back on the rubber now, head of this at-bat against Carlo Garcia. Talked about it from South Medford High School. Always tough to be kind of an outsider coming into a program. Falcons have had to deal with that a little bit this year with welcoming in more schools around the area, but once you work in, it's second nature. Falcons have done a good job integrating everybody into this year's team as the 0-1 pitch is swung on and missed to Garcia, 0-2. I think this last week's road trip certainly helped with that and the experiences the Falcons got to have off the field. It's always important. The 0-2 on the way from Hamilton is swung on and missed. And there is one gone in the fifth inning as Garcia goes down on strikes. It brings up Anthony Rodriguez, who's 0 for 1 today. He struck out in the third inning. Number 9 hitter in the order. We go back up to the top next. Rodriguez, class of 28 at Eagle Point High School. Steps into the right-handed batter's box, ready to go to work against Corbin Hamilton. Big gap on the right side of the infield for him. And the pitch home. Ground ball towards the left side. Sims, underhand toss to Teeters for 1. The throw to first is in time, and a 6-4-3 double play will end the ball game. And the Falcons improve to 9-0 in league play and win 12-1 against the North Jackson Royals. We will step aside for 2 minutes, come back and recap this one for you then. Again, a 12-1 final on 104.3, 960 Sports, and MyBasin.com.
Over the last year, you've to a local photographer who travels to high school sporting events and takes individual and team action photos at a great price. Something you may not know, though, is that the money from God's Gifts Photography supports 6 children in Kenya who Annalisa has met on mission trips. If you'd like to capture your athlete in action and help support these kids, call 541-281-2206. Search God's Gifts 2 on Facebook.
At Geno's on East Main Street, we're always ready for sports season.
And now is a perfect time to connect with us.
We're open every morning at 6:30, serving simply good food
for your breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
We offer breakfast burritos and burgers all day, Italian family recipes,
monthly specials, amazing desserts, and of course, your choice of cold or hot beverages.
Call 884-6474 right now to place a food order for pickup or use DoorDash delivery.
Or best of all, come dine in with us.
Geno's on East Main, simply good food.
Check out our full menu and all our activities at ilovegenos.com. Geno's on East Main, simply good food.
Looking for insurance from someone who truly understands rural Klamath? Meet Gabby Haskins, a licensed agent for Country Financial, born and raised in Merrill, with deep roots in agriculture and the local way of life. Whether you're protecting your family farm, homes, vehicles, businesses, Gabby's here to help. She offers trusted, personalized insurance for farm, life, home, auto, commercial, and retirement needs at Gary Sheen's Country Financial office in Merrill. Stop by today and see why Merrill residents trust one of their own. Country Financial, here to help you experience more in
Josh Eldridge, Walter Hartley back with you as the Klamath Falls Falcons win Game 1 of a doubleheader today against the North Jackson Royals as we check the line score for both of these teams. For the Falcons today, 12 runs came on 9 hits. They committed 1 error. For North Jackson today, 1 run on 3 hits. They commit 4 errors. The winning pitcher is the birthday boy, Corbin Hamilton. Happy 18th birthday to Corbin, who pitched 5 innings today, picking up the win, allowing 3 hits, 1 run, and striking out 7 batters. Losing pitcher today was Tristan Skinner, who worked 3 1/3, allowing 9 hits, 12 runs, although only 6 of them earned. He did walk 5 and struck out 3. Offensive notables today for the Klamath Falls Falcons, a 2-for-2 day with 2 RBIs for Carson Sims and a double. Jacoby Takini was 1-for-3 with 3 RBIs this afternoon. Corbin Hamilton 1-for-1 at the plate, a couple of RBIs for him. PJ Safford knocked in 2 runs on a 1-for-3 day. Trustin Thomas had a double and 2 RBIs on a 1-for-3 day. Hunter Glidden, Ty Teeters, and Harley Hoblet all picking up base hits in the win. With this one, the Falcons improved to 15-2 on the season and 9-0 in league play. We're just about 25 minutes away from the start of game number 2. If you're listening on the radio on 104.3 and 960 Sports, we'll turn you back over to Fox Sports Radio for a short while as we prepare for the nightcap this evening. If you're watching on mybasin.com, don't go anywhere. We'll be live on this very same link when it is time for game number 2 from Kiger Stadium. Until then, though, for Walter Hartley, my name is Josh Eldridge. We hope to see you soon, but until then, so long from Kiger Stadium. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Klamath Falls Falcons baseball on 104.3 960 Sports and MyBasin.com. Nearly ready for the second of two tonight between the Falcons and the North Jackson Royals. We're going to step aside here for 2 brief minutes and then get ready for first pitch tonight on MyBasin.com.
When your care feels complicated, you need someone who won't back away. At Heartfelt, they are known for taking on the cases others won't. Complex, high-risk, and deeply personal situations that deserve real attention. They specialize in minimally invasive procedures, helping you heal faster and get back to your life, your family, your work. And they are here for the long term, not just one visit. No referrals needed, just care that truly shows up for you. Visit heartfeltobgyn.com or call 541-205-6890. Heartfelt OBGYN. Expert care when it matters most.
Come on in. Hey, I'm Jason with Elevate Physical Therapy, Fitness, and Performance, and just a little bit about us. So we started in March of 2020, opened right before COVID hit. It's been a wild ride. So one of the things I'm super passionate about is this idea of being guides, or think about like a map and compass. If you think about our job as physical therapists is to take a person who's had an injury and help them kind of go from point A to point B. And everybody's journey is different. It's never a straight line. It's nice to have someone that's been there, that's walked that path before many times. And so we see it as our honor and privilege to be able to walk with patients through those little steps along the way of getting back to doing the things they love. So to get a hold of us at Elevate, you can call our number at 541-887-2030. Check out our website, elevateptfp.com. Or check us out on Instagram, shoot us a message.
Josh Eldridge and Walter Hartley back with you live from beautiful and historic Kiger Stadium as we get set for the second of two between the Falcons and the North Jackson Royals. First pitch fouled back, and we are off and running. Hunter Glidden on the mound today for the Falcons. He's going up against a Royals lineup led off by Skylar Tribber. Tribber rolls one foul down the third base line. Count to him is 0-2. Taking a look at the season so far for Hunter Glidden, he is making his third start of the season, his sixth overall appearance. He's previously pitched 18 innings, has a perfect 4-0 record. He's allowed 6 hits, 2 unearned runs, and he has struck out a tied for team high 28 batters to start the season. As that pitch is called a strike. Tribber down looking for the first out in the first inning. Tribber followed in the order by number 23 at second base, Colin Stockton. Colby Stockton, the catcher, bats third, followed by Brody Bavaro, the pitcher, batting fourth. Hitting fifth is Tristan Skinner at third base. Tito Harrison's in left field. He bats sixth. Batting seventh is Marcos Guerrera. Batting eighth is Ben Bennett. Hitting ninth is Tobin Carter. Here's the delivery from Hunter Glidden. That pitch is going to miss downstairs, and the count is 1-0. Pitch in the way is called a strike. Count is even, 1-1 to Colin Stockton. In the opener today, Stockton at the plate was 0 for 1. He did walk and score the game's only run for North Jackson. The opener was a 12-1 win for the Falcons. That, by the way, secures them the season series against North Jackson. They've won the first 3 meetings and now looking to make it a perfect sweep as the 1-2 is looked at for strike 3. Back-to-back strikeouts looking to start the game for Glidden, and it brings up Colby Stockton.
You know the iconic "I want Iguodala" take?
Yeah.
Do you have a take like that when it comes to the Falcons?
You know, gosh, it's so outrageous. How could you have a take like that and not get laughed out of the building? So no is going to be my answer to that question. I think that, honestly, there's no specific, dark horse for this team this year. They've just all been producing well. Honestly, Glidden has been such a bright spot this season. He's been able to throw strikes when it matters. He misses there. The count is 2-0. He's been racking up the strikeouts. You know, I don't know if there's one guy who's specifically just been the dark horse this year. It's just that everybody has stepped up, and that's how you go 15-2 through your first 17 games. The 2-0 is fouled off, and the count now is 2-1 to Colby Stockton. The pitcher, Brody Bavaro, is due up next for the Royals. What do you think?
I don't know. I'd go with Ty Teeters.
Yeah?
If I had to choose someone to come up to the plate and get me a hit to save my life, Ty Teeters is not a bad pick.
Yeah? No, that's good. He's hitting really well this season. I mean, is it outrageous to put Harley Hoblet in that same category?
Oh, that's true, yes.
I think they've both been kind of, I guess, I don't know. I don't want to say overperforming, but from what they did in the prep season, it's certainly been a marketable improvement. Fly ball in the infield. Sims, the shortstop, moves it over to the other side of second base, makes the catch, and that's 3 up and 3 down to start the ball game for Glidden in the first. We go to the bottom half next. Scoreless on mybasin.com.
Are you an enthusiastic sports fan? Want to have fun and get in on the action?
Heck yes, that'd be awesome.
Have great attention to detail? Want to stay active?
Definitely.
Want to give back to the student athletes in your community?
Obviously, yes.
Then you'd make an excellent high school sports official. We need more officials in Oregon, because with no high school officials, there are no high school sports. Sign up today at highschoolofficials.com.
So lonely, I just sigh and moan. Seems like I've been away forever, wondering if you're coming home.
Scoreless as we get ready for the bottom of the first inning. Left-hander on the mound for North Jackson. Brody Bavaro wrapping up his warm-up tosses. He goes against the Falcons order that goes like this. Carson Sims leading off. He's the shortstop today, followed by Colin Takini, the third baseman. Jacoby Takini's the catcher. He bats third. Corbin Hamilton, the first baseman, batting cleanup tonight. P.J. Safford's the designated hitter. He bats fifth, followed by Trustin Thomas in right field. Max Rogers is in left, batting seventh. Ty Teeters is batting eighth at second base, and the center fielder Harley Hoblet. That's ninth today for the Falcons. A wardrobe change for the Falcons, by the way, between games. They ditched the white uniforms, have gone to red. North Jackson in the same jerseys, of course. What do you think about a wardrobe change between games here? I feel like it's typical in like the minor leagues and stuff for doubleheader. I didn't expect us to do it tonight.
I mean, maybe if you had two white jersey colorways where one the numbers were blue and the other the numbers were red.
Oh, okay.
But
you still want to keep the whites on.
Yeah, keep the whites on. We're at home, you know?
I like it too.
If we were away and it was a doubleheader, switching them in between games, I love that idea.
Yeah, I heard a good idea before the game. One
Carson Sims.
Yeah, Carson pitched the idea
no.
of having everybody wear white jerseys except for the pitcher and the catcher. They should wear red jerseys.
I agree with him.
Yeah, I don't quite know logistically how that works. If you have to take the pitcher out of the game, does he need to change? I suppose they change gloves sometimes, so what's changing shirts at the end of the day? I don't know.
That's true.
Silly idea, but here he is, Carson Sims, everybody.
No, I agree with him. It's not ridiculous to say that.
Stepping in here, the left-hander, Brody Bavaro, delivers the first pitch to Sims. He slaps it down the third base side fair and through into left field, a single. Sims one pitch and a leadoff single for the Falcons. Starting this one similarly to how he started the first game, although he didn't single in the first at-bat of the opener today. He did walk, and he came around to score in the first inning. The Falcons scored 4 runs in the first earlier today. They added 8 more in the third. Again, just a team that scores in bunches. And now Colin Takini a chance to bat with a runner on. Bavaro, a lefty, going to have to give Sims a little bit of a check here. Ground ball to short on the first pitch. They get Sims, they get Takini, a 6-4-3 double play. And 2 pitches in, we've got 2 outs in the bottom half of the first inning.
Just how you draw it up if you're the defense.
Yeah, that's a good way to get Bavaro out of a jam there, especially with the amount of speed Sims has at first. Brings up Jacoby Takini, now for the Klamath Falls Falcons.
Thank you to Coach Green, coach of the Henley football team, for bringing us some concessions, some refreshments up here.
Yeah, some brisket's been for sale tonight. They had merchandise for sale, some Falcons merch, hats, hoodies, I think some T-shirts as well. But nothing beats a brisket burger, I got to say. First pitch to Jacoby, misses low and away. 1-0 the count. Jacoby in the opener today, I'll tell you his line score after this 1-0 pitch. It's taken upstairs for a ball, 2-0. Takini was 1 for 3 in the contest. He did knock in 2 runs, though, when he reached on an error in the third, and also when he singled in the first. He would wind up scoring a run in the first inning as well. Here he bats with 2 outs, nobody on, but he is ahead now 3-0 after that pitch missed in the dirt. After Jacoby in the Falcons order, it is Corbin Hamilton. All right, Bavaro have to come in the zone here against Takini. And the pitch is called a strike. That one's right over the heart of the plate. Takini still ahead in this count, can still afford to be a little bit picky up there. Bavaro, for his part, still a chance to work with a couple here, try to get Takini to chase. Here's the 3-1. That one is hit hard to left center field, going back near the wall. That one is off the base of the wall. Takini just shy of leaving the ballpark, but he'll wind up with a 2-out double, and that brings up Corbin Hamilton.
Boy, I thought that one was over.
Yeah, that was hit to about the deepest part of the outfield, right where it goes from about 370 to 385. And just off the base of the wall as Chase Baird comes in and runs for him. Takini almost knocking out the Falcons' first homer of the season, just short. Instead, he will wind up with his 5th double of the campaign, and it brings up Corbin Hamilton. First pitch swinging for Corb. He fouls it back, 0-1. Hamilton trying to drive in the game's opening run here. Shortstop Guerrero trying to keep the runner Barrett close. Pitch in is going to miss low. And the count is 1-1. P.J. Safford on deck. If Hamilton's able to find his way aboard, he bats .435 this season. 12 RBIs for Corbin. Picked up the win in the opener today. Here's the 1-1. That one's rifled to the gap to right center field. It'll certainly score Barrett. Now the question is how far will Hamilton get? He is going to pull up to second standing. They go ahead and trade places out there, and an RBI double for Corbin. Falcons lead 1-0 in the first inning. For Hamilton, RBI number 13, double number 3 on the season. And here's P.J. Safford. Safford in the opener today had a 3 RBI single. He also reached on an error in that game to go along with a strikeout. Trying to knock in an RBI here. A slow roller to the left side of the infield. Guerrero is charging. Going to be a close play at first, but Safford beats it out. An infield single for PJ. Advances Hamilton to third and brings up Trustin Thomas.
Okay, I have a hypothetical for you. You said that you were a pitcher earlier in your career.
Well, I don't know if that. I pitched 1 inning in high school.
You struck out the side, though.
Yeah.
Anyways, okay. If you're a closer and you inherit a situation and it's bases loaded, 2 outs, and you're in a full count, which pitch are you throwing to strike out the batter?
Man, I had 2 pitches. I threw a fastball and a changeup, and I threw my changeup for a strike 1 time.
Oh, no.
So we're throwing a fastball, and I'm probably not getting it back. It's probably going over the fence. By the way, Safford trying to get caught in a rundown. The throw home to try to get Hamilton. The tag is applied, but the ball pops free, and Hamilton is going to score as the Falcons get their base running to work in their favor this time. By the way, Safford into scoring position, and the Falcons now lead 2-0. That pitch called a strike to Trustin Thomas. He stays in an RBI opportunity here. Yeah, I think if I'm throwing against the Falcons and not like North Salinas High School, then, yeah, I'm probably not getting my fastball back. Thomas swings and misses, 0-2 the count. Max Rogers is on deck, hoping for a chance this half inning if Thomas can find his way aboard. He's going to have to protect here as Bavaro looks to get out of this inning. The pitch is going to miss wide, 1-2. It was 2 quick outs in this inning for Bavaro after a leadoff single from Sims and then a double play. But since then, Jacoby Takini and Corbin Hamilton had back-to-back doubles. followed by Safford's RBI single. Oh, pardon me, it wasn't an RBI single for Safford, but the runner did score when he tried to advance to second. My mistake there, but Safford still did have that single. Now he stands alone in scoring position, and the count is 2-2 to Trustin Thomas. Bavaro checks the runner, now motions home. Thomas hits that one in the air behind first base in foul territory, but Bennett overplayed it. And that's going to wind up on the grass, and another chance here for Trustin Thomas. In the opener, Thomas was 1 for 3, but he did have a 2 RBI double, part of the big 8-run third inning for the Falcons that allowed them to clinch that one 12-1. Here in the bottom half of the first inning, they already lead 2-0 against North Jackson. Looking for more as Thomas bats with the runner in scoring position, but he swings and misses at strike 3. Dropped third strike, tag applied to Thomas, and that will do it in the first. Like I said, the Falcons did score 4 hits in the inning. They leave one stranded. They lead 2-0 as we go to the top half of the second next on mybasin.com.
Over the last year, you've heard and seen the advertisement for God's Gifts 2, a local photographer who travels to high school sporting events and takes individual and team action photos at a great price. Something you may not know, though, is that the money from God's Gifts Photography supports 6 children in Kenya who Annalisa has met on mission trips. If you'd like to capture your athlete in action and help support these kids, call 541-281-2206. Search God's Gifts 2 on Facebook.
Looking for insurance from someone who truly understands rural Klamath? Meet Gabby Haskins, a licensed agent for Country Financial, born and raised in Merrill, with deep roots in agriculture and the local way of life. Whether you're protecting your family farm, homes, vehicles, businesses, Gabby's here to help. She offers trusted, personalized insurance for farm, life, home, auto, commercial, and retirement needs at Gary Sheen's Country Financial office in Merrill. Stop by today and see why Merrill residents trust one of their own. Country Financial, here to help you experience more in Merrill.
4-5-6 in the order for the Royals this half inning against Hunter Glidden. First pitch lifted shallow center field. Going to be tough to get to. And, in fact, no one does get to it. And second base nearly was open. Hamilton, a wise job of running over from first to get to it. That ball was probably Hoblett's to catch, but I think he was called off by Sims at short. And with Sims running backwards, unable to get there. So that's going to be a leadoff single for Bavaro. And it brings up Tristan Skinner, but probably a lesson there. Hoblett needs to take command of that fly ball and try to record that out. Here's Skinner. Skinner had a good game in the opener at the plate. He did give up his fair share of runs as the starting pitcher for North Jackson, but at the plate he was 2 for 2 with an RBI. You can't be mad at that outing. He takes ball 1 behind him, so he gets ahead of Hunter Glidden here, 1-0. After Skinner in the order, it's Tito Harrison for North Jackson. Not much of a lead off of first for the courtesy runner. Count is 2-0 at the plate to Tristan Skinner. Chokes up a little bit, trying to get that bat through the zone quickly against Glidden as Glidden blew the fastball by him that time. 2 balls and a strike. Middle infield for the Falcons, playing at double play depth. Down at third, Colin Tacchini even with the bag, and of course Hamilton holding the runner at first. Max Rogers plays left, Harley Hoblett in center, Trustin Thomas in right. The 2-1 pitch is going to miss up and in. And Skinner works ahead here, 3 balls and a strike. Glidden working out of the stretch here with the runner on. Takes a look, now comes set, motions home. The 3-1 misses in. And a single, then a walk, puts 2 men on for Tito Harrison. Pardon me, Tyler Harrison. It was 0 for 2 in the first game. Harrison played in the middle infield in the opener today, but getting the start in this one in left field. He shows bunt. The pitch from Glidden is popped foul behind home plate on the bunt attempt. Count is 0-1 as they try to move the couple of runners they got out there into scoring position again. Runner at second, and then Tristan Skinner is aboard at first.
Now, I've noticed that catchers often, sometimes they'll paint their nails so they can get the signs across more clearly. In the glow-in-the-dark baseball league that you're talking about, if they do that, it's going to be really easy to steal signs.
I hadn't thought about that. I don't really know how. I feel like they'd probably use pitch commer. I mean, I don't really know. I know that glow-in-the-dark baseball stuff is like kind of a sideshow like the banana ball is. Hold that thought. Bouncer up the middle. Could be two. Sims lets it go under his legs. Rounding third and headed home. The throw is going to be late. And a run scores on the error. Harrison reaches, give him an RBI. And Skinner advances to second as well on that same play. One RBI there for Harrison. The score 2-1, and it brings up Marcos Guerrero. Do you see any of the clips from the banana ball up in Eugene this past weekend?
No. No, I have not.
The only clip I saw was of the random guy starting the wave at Autzen Stadium. Otherwise, it just looked like typical banana ball stuff to me. But they sold that place out. It was like 112,000 people both days. Pretty crazy.
That's kind of cool.
Showing bunt at the plate and laying it down is Guerrero. Charging in is Takini. The throw to first is going to take Teeters off the bag, and the ball squirts away. One run is going to score. There will be no throw to third to try to get Harrison, but Skinner home, and we are tied up at 2 in the top half of the second inning, and we'll have runners at the corners. So Guerrero reaches on the single, as he likely would have been safe anyway, which means, does he get an RBI for that one? No RBI because the run scored on the error. And so, again, we are tied here as a quick meeting in the infield. Falcons have committed 2 errors on back-to-back plays, allowing those runs to come in. And that'll get Ben Bennett ready to bat here with runners at the corners and still nobody out.
So none of those runs count against the ERA of Hunter Glidden, correct?
Right, yeah. So limiting those earned runs, but they still hurt the Falcons, of course. Game tied at 2. And we'll see if the Royals have got anything moving here with runners at the corners. In fact, Bennett looks to lay down a bunt, but he pulls back and he takes strike 1. Guerrero, the starting shortstop, and so logic would have it he's probably pretty quick over there. Standing at third is Harrison, who has played middle infield today. Pitch to Bennett. He pulls back the bunt again. This time he watches the ball sail out wide. 1-1.
If you're pitching and you have a guy on third, are you praying that your teammates make an error so that way the run doesn't count against you?
I'm praying they get it out. 1-1. Here's the pitch. That one is bunted foul. 1-2. Much rather no runs come across to score than any.
Yeah, well, sure, but
that's my take.
Sure, but
no run score.
If it's hit well, you know what I'm saying?
I'm saying let's make a play. That's what I'm saying.
Good point. Good point.
Master analysis. Here's the 1-2 pitch again from Hunter Glidden. Kicks and delivers. The slider got him. Nice pitch there from Glidden. Front door on that one and got him frozen for the first out in the second inning. It brings up Tobin Carter. Jacoby Takini out to offer up some signs to his infield. Now with 1 out, you might see North Jackson get a little more aggressive with that runner at first. Although with a runner at third, and that being the go-ahead run, they might be content just to try to get him across, not get too fancy out there. We'll see exactly what they've got going as Carter digs in here. Glidden checks on the runner at first. Motions home. Runner is on the move. Takini throws down. It's cut off by Teeters. They look to throw the runner back to first. Teeters running him all the way back, and nobody is scoring. And so, again, I guess Teeters neutralized that one as they were waiting for him to throw, but the throw never came.
Smart play.
Yeah, well done there by Ty Teeters. And so runners remain at the corners. By the way, that pitch called a ball, so the count is 1-0 to Tobin Carter. We'll see if they've got it going again over there for North Jackson. The pitch misses low and away. 2-0. The count to Carter. Lineup card turns over next for the Royals with Skylar Tribber in the on-deck circle. Extra half-step lead off of first for Guerrero. There he goes. It's a line drive, and had Teeters been at home, he would have caught it, but covering the bag, there's no one there. A base hit scores a run. They look to get the runner at third, but in safely is Guerrero. No slide. Almost was a dangerous play there. Got a slide. And the RBI single goes to Carter. North Jackson with a lead. They're up 3-2 here in the second inning.
Is this the first lead they've had on the Falcons all season?
I believe so. Top of the order, Skylar Tribber due up. He's 0 for 1 today, struck out in the first inning. Inning started with a single from Brody Bavaro, then a walk from Skinner. Since then, the Falcons committed 2 errors and then allowed that RBI single to allow these runs to come across. First pitch misses upstairs from Glidden, and Tribber gets ahead here 1-0. Board at first is Carter. Standing at third is Guerrero. And Glidden delivers the 1-0. Runner on the move. Fly ball foul. Out of play. Count will be 1-1. But now they've shown they're going to try to steal Carter. We'll see if they do it again when the count's even. 3-2 our score. North Jackson leads Klamath Falls. Top of the second inning. Second of a doubleheader here at Kiger Stadium. All right. Glidden looking in. Gets the sign from Takini. Now he's set. Runner on the move at first. Pitch misses in. And in safely at second is Tobin Carter. And so the Royals now have 2 men in scoring position with 1 out in the second. And a 2-1 count at the plate to their center fielder, Skylar Tribber. Colin Stockton is on deck. Here's the 2-1. Chases the fastball up. That was up above his head. Giving Glidden a freebie there. The count's 2-2. Strikeout here would go a long way for Hunter. He's already got 1 punch out in this inning. Looking for his second. Kicks and delivers. The 2-2 ripped foul down the third base side. And we'll do it again. 2-2. Carter, big lead off of second. Sims kind of holding him there. But not much. Again, with that runner in front of him, nowhere he can really go. Sims returns home. Glidden comes set, takes a look at the lead that Carter has at second, takes an extra half step. Now the 2-2 is fisted out towards second base. Teeters makes the catch. Everyone around the diamond is safe. And now there's 2 gone here for Colin Stockton. Stockton 0 for 1 today, struck out in the first inning. Trying to come up here and extend his team's lead. They lead by a run in the top of the second inning against the Klamath Falls Falcons. The Falcons unbeaten in league play so far, 9-0. North Jackson, the last place team in the league, but here they are leading the top dog. The pitch home is called a strike. Glidden goes off speed to get ahead of Colin Stockton, and the count is 0-1. Colby Stockton is due up next for the Royals of North Jackson. Glidden looking in. Takes a look at second. Carter with a sizable lead. Now the 0-1 home is hit foul. Look out into the dugout for North Jackson. A couple of guys ducking out of the way. I think that hit off the back wall in there.
Hey, at least they didn't hire a camera.
Yeah, that's true. All right. 0-2 the count. Glidden trying to leave a couple of men stranded in scoring position. Shakes off Takini on the first offering. Now is set. Here's the pitch. That is taken a look at for strike 3. Fastball caught the outside part, and Glidden does his job, leaving those couple of guys stranded in scoring position. But 3 runs come home for the Royals in the second on 4 base hits. They leave a couple of men stranded, and they lead 3-2. Back after this on mybasin.com.
Introducing Smith Bates Marcom Solutions, your trusted partner in marketing and communication. We specialize in crafting compelling campaigns, eye-catching graphics, and impactful branding materials.
Smith Bates is like working with dependable friends. They always help us build our professional image.
Through the innovative strategies the team at Smith Bates suggested, we've been able to give the brand at Calor the boost that it desperately needed.
Unlock your potential with Smith Bates Marcom Solutions.
Rob, why do you think so many families choose Subaru here?
Because they're built for real life here in Southern Oregon.
All-wheel drive, safety, and room for everything from kids to camping gear.
And we've got Subarus in stock, ready to go when you are.
Plus, we're locally owned and deeply involved in the community.
When you buy from us, you buy from a dealership that supports Klamath Falls. Stop by and say hi.
Friendly, local, and easy to work with. That's us at Klamath Falls Subaru, right on Washburn Way.
Bottom third of the Falcons order due up in the bottom of the second inning. It's Max Rogers, Ty Teeters, and Harley Hoblet going to work against Brody Bavaro. The Falcons trail for the first time in league play this season, 3-2 against the North Jackson Royals. Rogers looks to get the Falcons started on the right foot in the second inning. Here's the delivery to Max from Bavaro. First pitch taken for a ball, 1-0. Rogers this season batting .316 for the Falcons. Getting on base nearly 50% of the time. He's also got a couple of doubles, 13 runs scored, 7 RBI. Getting the start today in left field, was used as a courtesy runner in our opening game today. The 1-0 to Rogers is swung on and missed, and the count is even. Now at a ball and a strike. Rogers had a pretty good road trip for the Falcons. In fact, coming into today has a 6-game hitting streak, I believe. Oh, pardon me. A 2-game hitting streak for Rogers. He takes a swing and a miss at that one. He did wind up 0 in the game against Vencer, the opener against Vencer. He also picked up hits against the Ole's, Philomath, even a double, a couple RBIs in those games as well. A good road trip for him. As the 2-1 misses outside, the count's now 3-1. But another one of those guys, like I've said, who's new to the team this season, but is fitting right in with his production. The 3-1 home to Rogers is going to miss up and away, and that'll be a walk to lead off the inning. Tying run aboard for the Falcons, and it brings up Ty Teeters. This was one of the picks we were talking about earlier for kind of your dark horse of the team this year. Teeters is second on the team in hitting, .475. He's got 19 hits, 17 of them have been singles, couple of doubles, 11 RBI, 17 runs scored. The thing I like about Ty is he just, for the most part, has quality at-bats. Here he's looking to lay down a bunt, shoves one down the third base side. Up with it is Skinner. The throw to first is in time. But Teeters doing his job, moving a runner into scoring position here for Harley Hoblet.
Yeah, and when he's fielding as well, I noticed that Ty Teeters, he knows what to do. He's a smart player.
Yeah, knows what to do when the ball's hit to him. Smart, high IQ ball player. You're exactly right about that. Something that can't say for everyone and every team in the league, but not a guy who makes a lot of mental mistakes out there. Here's Harley Hoblet batting here at the tying run and scoring position in the bottom half of the second inning. Hoblet waits the first pitch from Bavaro and takes it for a strike. Harley in the opener today was 1 for 3, although he did score a run when he reached on a fielder's choice in the 8-run third inning for the Falcons. He also singled in the fourth.
Just to be clear, I don't think that the Iguodala take was really that bad.
For
the I want Iguodala.
Oh, okay. This is unbelievable that you're saying this right now.
I didn't think it was.
This is unbelievable.
Iguodala's a quality player.
He's yeah, and definitely you want him, not the best shooter who's ever lived. Yeah.
Yeah, but he was a vet. You got to think back then. Steph Curry, he was younger than he is now, and Iguodala was the vet of the team.
That take has aged like milk. I don't want to hear it from you.
Okay.
The 0-2 to Harley Hoblet as Bavaro comes set and delivers. Hoblet reached for strike 3. It was swung on and missed in the dirt. Throw to first to get him is in time. Now to try to get Rogers at third is not there. Smart base running by Rogers as he advances on that one. They get Hoblet, so there's 2 gone, but Carson Sims a chance to drive in a game's tying run here in the second with Rogers at third. I can't believe you honestly said that you want Iguodala too. This is incredible. That's a joke I make to my friends when I want to say something outrageous and downright wrong. I say I want Iguodala.
I want Iguodala.
The pitch to Carson Sims is in the dirt. Nice job by Stockton behind the dish to block that one, disallowing Rogers to reach home. Rogers has got some speed, so it's not going to take much for him to potentially score on a wild pitch or a pass ball. So Stockton doing a good job for North Jackson, being a backstop on that one.
Here's the other thing. Iguodala, taller than Steph Curry. He's less likely to get blocked.
This is blasphemy. I can't believe you're talking about this. Taller? 1-1 the count to Carson Sims. Here's Bavaro. The pitch is going to miss in. 2-1. Rogers getting a sizable lead off of third. And with Bavaro working out of the windup, let's see. Keep your eye on Rogers down there at third. 2-1. Here's the pitch. Misses into Sims, gets away from Stockton. Rogers breaks for the plate, and he is going to score. And we are tied at 3 in the bottom half of the second inning. I believe that would be pass ball scoring the run. They're going to say wild pitch. Okay. Regardless, we're tied at 3. And now Sims in a 3-1 count trying to start a brand new rally for the Falcons. See if the leadoff hitter can get the job done. 339 batter for Sims. That's his average this season. The pitch in. Taking a look at for strike 2. That caught the outside part of the plate. Sims was looking for ball 4, but going to have to protect that part of the plate here in a full count.
I've been told that if you have 3 balls and you look at a pitch go by, just automatically walk to first base and maybe the ump will give you the base.
Who told you that one?
My Little League coach.
Yeah. That rule doesn't make it past 10 years old, I don't think.
Oh.
But, hey, good advice. Good advice.
Well, maybe if you walk to first base with enough confidence, the ump will second-guess himself.
I think the kind of guy who says he wants Iguodala says something like that.
I do want Iguodala.
Yeah.
I'll stand on that.
Okay. 10 toes down. Here we go. Carson Sims in a full count at the plate. Bavaro ready to deliver. That one misses wide. Just off the plate away. North Jackson not thrilled with that call, but Sims will take first, and it brings up Colin Takini. Second walk issued this inning by Bavaro. In fact, Rogers, who scored, was the other one who was walked. No base hits yet this inning for the Falcons. Really had to work to manufacture that run in. But again, we are tied at 3 in the bottom half of the second. Here's Colin Takini. Colin grounded into a double play his first time up today. Looking to right the ship a bit here. Bavaro is set. The lefty motions home. Takini hits this one hard, right field. That is going to get behind the right fielder and roll to the wall. Sims rounds third. He's going to score. Takini turning around second. There's going to be no throw to get him, and an RBI triple for Colin Takini. The Falcons lead 4-3, and the good times continue to roll for Klamath Falls and Colin Takini. RBI number 18 on the season, his second triple of the year, and he's in scoring position now for Jacoby Takini. Jacoby doubled his last time up, came around to score in the first inning, or I suppose a courtesy runner came in to score for him, but able to get on and help produce a run. The pitch is going to miss in, probably a touch low to Jacoby, and it's 1-0 the count.
So if you do have a courtesy runner come in for you, does that still count towards your stats if that courtesy runner scores?
No, they score the run. That's why you have some guys during the prep season who don't get a ton of at-bats but score a ton of runs because they come in as courtesy runners. The 1-0 is fouled off 1-1. It's a little bit less of such a harsh disparity, I think, during the Falcons season because you play more games, so guys get a chance to get in the field more, have a few at-bats. But, guys like Ty Teeters and Harley Hoblet, I'd say predominantly Hoblet, he was used as a courtesy runner, scored a ton of runs for the Falcons, didn't take many at-bats. But, yeah, that stat goes to whoever touches home. The 1-1 to Takini is going to miss wide, 2-1. Corbin Hamilton is due up next for the Falcons if the inning continues. And again, already 2 runs home this half inning. The Falcons back out in front, 4-3. The pitch is swung on and missed. Count is even to Takini. Bavaro working even with Jacoby, trying to keep this just a 1-run disadvantage for his Royals. The pitch misses wide, 3-2. He will have another chance here. Jacoby, by the way, his double that he hit earlier was his 14th of the season. And I believe he leads the team. Pardon me, his 4th of the season. Here he takes ball 4. Pitch gets away from Takini. Or pardon me, gets away to score Takini. And another run home for the Falcons. 5-3 the score. And Chase Barrett going to come in and run for Jacoby after reaching on ball 4. Brings up Corbin Hamilton. Falcons lead by a pair, 5-3.
Now, if you're a base runner or like a courtesy runner, can you run for multiple people in the same inning, or no?
You know, I don't know. I would assume so.
Mike Safford says no.
Okay, well there you go. There's your answer. Corbin Hamilton gets ahead in the count, 1-0. And again, Barrett running at first. Here's the pitch home. That one is going to miss low. 2-0 the count. P.J. Safford due up next for the Falcons if the inning continues. Since 2 outs have been recorded, Sims walked, Takini tripled, and Jacoby Takini walked. And so the rally has stayed alive since the lineup turned over. And that pitch to Corbin misses wide, 3-0. The throw down to get Barrett is not going to be there. The throw beat him, but I think Bennett applied the tag over the head of the runner, and the tag missed, allowing Barrett to get back in safely. And Corbin works way ahead here, 3-0. The pitch misses low, and back-to-back walks for Bavaro. Puts 2 men on here for P.J. Safford. We're going to get a meeting on the mound here for North Jackson. Time now for us to remind you today's broadcast on MyBasin.com is brought to you in part by Howard's Meat Center, where tradition meets innovation with every cut and every bite of Smokin' H barbecue. As you step through their doors, you're not just entering a meat center, you're stepping back to a time when the quality of the meat and the depth of the customer service was everything. Check out Howard's Meat Center next to Les Schwab Tires on South 6th Street. Also want to give a shout out to Abby's Legendary Pizza. If you're looking for a great place to eat, head to one of Abby's Legendary Pizza's locations for some of the best pizza in the basin at 1919 Austin Street or 2226 Shalleck Street near OIT. Abby's Legendary Pizza, a proud supporter of youth sports in the basin. P.J. Safford getting ready to bat now with 2 men on and 2 men out. In scoring position is Chase Barrett. Corbin Hamilton at board at first. Safford singled his first time up in the first inning. Here's the pitch from Bavaro. Misses outside, 1-0. 4 walks this inning for Bavaro. Rogers, Sims, Jacoby Takini, and Corbin Hamilton have all walked this inning. The 1-0. Misses upstairs, 2-0. The only hit came from Colin Takini and his RBI triple. But he has since scored, and the Falcons lead 5-3 in the bottom half of the second inning. Delivery from Bavaro is going to miss in against Safford. Stockton behind the plate, I think, thought that was a strike. That looked good on the inside part, but Safford wisely laying off it. And he works way ahead here, 3-0, and with the strike zone seemingly getting smaller against Bavaro, Safford can afford to be real picky. Here's the 3-0 pitch. Watches it go by, but he'll take strike 1 there, no problem. Safford going to dig back in here, still ahead in the count.
If it's 3-0, are you taking all the way, or if he throws it over the like a meatball, are you swinging at it?
Better be real confident in a 3-0 count if you want to swing, especially with a couple guys on and 2 outs as Safford swings underneath the 3-1 pitch. Personally, I usually would have taken till I get 3-1 just to be safe, but to each their own. Everyone has a different approach up there. Sometimes you can't just let a pitch go. The 3-2 on the way to PJ. Runners are on the move. The pitch misses in. Safford works a walk. Bases loaded for Trustin Thomas.
Is Barry Bonds the greatest hitter of all time?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's hard to argue with that. That's for sure.
Well, I think a lot of players or people's arguments to that is, well, he took PEDs. But PEDs don't enhance hand-eye coordination.
Yeah, and they also, I mean, hold that thought. Thomas takes a pitch upstairs. People walked him with the bases empty. If you get intentionally walked with the bases empty, I mean, you're a frightening presence. I think it's hard to take that away, especially all the things he did in the 90s too, you know. The 1-0 to Thomas, swings and misses. Count is 1-1. Runner at first is P.J. Safford. At second, it's Corbin Hamilton. At third, it's Chase Barrett. The Falcons lead 5-3, but a chance to open this one up with Thomas at the plate. So far today, 0 for 1. He struck out. The 1-1 misses upstairs, and the count is 2 balls and a strike to Trustin Thomas. Like I said, this season, Thomas just seems to come up in these spots. And earlier today in the opener, remind you, a 2 RBI double came in the third inning of that contest. That one misses way outside. Wow. Stockton had to dive to keep it in front of him.
Great job keeping that in front of him. Yeah, I was going to say, that one was way outside.
Yeah, can't take that away from him at all. He's going to go out there and have a chat with his pitcher at a 3-1 count. A walk here scores a run, and it's already been 3 straight walks from Bavaro. Coaches can't go out there and talk to Bavaro, or else they'll have to yank him. They've already made one mound visit this half inning, so relying on the catcher to try to help Bavaro find his center. He's going to have to come into the zone here against Trustin Thomas. Like I said, had a 2 RBI double earlier today in the opener. On the season, bats .275 and has 11 RBI. Here's the 3-1 from Brody Bavaro. That one bounces to the plate, walk, and a run will score. 4 straight walks. And in comes Chase Barrett. Give Thomas an RBI, by the way, for his trouble, number 12 on the season. And we go back to where we started this second inning in Max Rogers. 4 runs home for the Falcons here in the second. Rogers earlier this inning walked and scored. First pitch to Max, misses upstairs and away, 1-0. Wonder how much longer they let Bavaro go out there. He is having a hard time finding the strike zone here in the back half of this second inning. This will be pitch number 57 in the second inning. The 1-0 misses. Oh, they gave that one to him. Strike 1.
Yeah, I don't see anyone warming up in the bullpens either.
Yeah, well, they've only got 2 guys in uniform in the dugout, so I think they only brought 11. The 1-1 is going to get to the backstop, hits the backstop hard, breaking for the plate, and scoring is Corbin Hamilton. In the meantime, Safford advances to third, and Thomas to second. Another run home this half inning for the Falcons. They now lead 7-3, and the count at the plate is 2-1 to Max Rogers. And it's taking a look at the upcoming schedule for North Jackson. They do play tomorrow against South Medford, a home doubleheader for North Jackson. Might be trying to save some pitching in anticipation for that doubleheader at home. But still, Bavaro has offered up some walks here. He does have 2 strikes now against Max Rogers. Another chance to try and get out of this inning. Bavaro with the 2-strike offering. Misses wide, and the count is full. At second is Thomas, and again Safford at third. Falcons have scored 5 to reclaim the lead here in the bottom of the second. 6 walks this half inning for Bavaro. In danger of adding another.
And they've even been able to get out of the bases loaded.
3-2 on the way. Rogers swings and misses, and that will finally put an end to this second inning, but not before the Falcons score 5 on just 1 base hit. They leave 2 stranded. They lead 7-3. Back after this on mybasin.com.
When your care feels complicated, you need someone who won't back away. At Heartfelt, they are known for taking on the cases others won't. Complex, high-risk, and deeply personal situations that deserve real attention. They specialize in minimally invasive procedures, helping you heal faster and get back to your life, your family, your work. And they are here for the long term, not just one visit. No referrals needed, just care that truly shows up for you. Visit heartfeltobgyn.com or call 541-205-6890. Heartfelt OBGYN, expert care when it matters most.
At Pacific Power, we can't predict the future, but we're preparing for every possibility. With more extreme weather year-round, we're investing in an energy system ready for what comes next. By strengthening the grid, using smart infrastructure, and drawing from our diverse energy resources, we're not just powering today. We're designing an energy system that's built to weather tomorrow. Energy that makes powering your greatness possible.
Are you serious?
Three, 4, and 5 for the Royals due up this half inning against Hunter Glidden. Now working with a 4-run lead. Falcons up 7-3 as we get going here in the top of the third. We've got to get the shoes tied. Got to get the umpire back out onto the field. All important things, I must say. Umpires in tied shoes, vital part of the game.
Got to upkeep the equipment.
All right. I think we're about ready to go. The Royals scored 3 runs in the second. They're looking for a similar rally. Try to get themselves back in the ballgame. It all starts here with Colby Stockton. First pitch winds up behind Stockton. And so Glidden going to look to make right on that one with the next pitch. For the part of Stockton, 0 for 1 today. Flew out in the first inning. Can see the infielders for the Falcons, namely Carson Sims and Ty Teeters, holding their glove out, trying to battle that sun. Can start to get real tough out there, staying tough for the outfielders. The difference between, I suppose, let me hold that thought. Here's the 1-1 home. This one's a bouncer towards third. Up with it is Colin Takini. Cleanly, the throw to first is in time. 1 up, 1 down in the third. I was going to say, with the grandstand the way it sits, sometimes between about 5 and 7 o'clock, it's real tough for hitters to see that ball coming out of the pitcher's hand. But now with the grandstand fully creating that shadow between home plate and the pitcher's mound, I think it's allowing both teams to see the ball a little bit better here in the second game.
Except for the outfield.
Yeah, I was going to say, the hitters can see great, but it doesn't help the defenders at all. Here's the first offering to Brody Bavaro as Glidden delivers. That one is going to bounce to the plate, and the count's 1-0. Bavaro singled and scored in the second inning. I suppose he was courtesy ran for, and that runner came in to score. He's ahead here, 1-0. Here's the pitch. That one misses wide from Glidden, 2-0. Bavaro in the opener today was 0 for 2, grounded out both times, once to third, once to first. Here's the 2-0 to him. That one is fisted out towards short, a nice piece of hitting there, and it's punched through for a single. 2 for 2 today for Brody Bavaro, and with 1 out, there's a runner at first now for Tristan Skinner. Skinner walked and scored his last time up. By the way, looks like we're getting a courtesy runner in. Carlo Garcia, the class of 2028 product from South Medford High School. He is aboard at first. Garcia aboard at first. And here's Tristan Skinner. Like I said, Skinner walked and scored back in the second inning. Glidden set with the pitch, now delivers home. That one finds the zone. Glidden with the heater catches the outside part. The count is 0-1. Coach Ayers for North Jackson down the third base side, issuing a set of signs to the runner at first. We'll see if Garcia has got anything on the move. Here's the 0-1. That pitch is in the dirt, gets away from Takini for a moment, but no runners on the move. And nice job by Takini to get up out of that stance quick, disallow Garcia from making a move to second. Although the count is even now to Tristan Skinner, a ball and a strike. Glidden takes a look over at first. Not much of a lead for Garcia off the bag. The 1-1 home is called a strike. Knee high on the outside part, a ball and 2 strikes as Glidden works ahead of the number 5 hitter in the Royals order. Glidden set. Again, a small lead off of first. 1-2, misses up. 2-2. After Skinner in the order, it's Tyler Harrison for the Royals. This season, for Skinner, batting .297 for North Jackson. As this pitch is hit into right field, Thomas hardly having to move. The throw to first is going to take Hamilton off the bag, nearly the 9-3 double play, but instead, Garcia gets back safely, and it brings up Tyler Harrison. Just recently regained access to the stats for North Jackson. Happy about that. I can tell you a little bit more about them. For Harrison, a .222 hitter this season. All 6 of his base hits have been singles, and a chance to try to move someone into scoring position here with 2 outs. A base hit will bring up Marcos Guerrero. First offering called a strike. 0-1 to Harrison. Harrison, by the way, reached on an error in the second inning, so 0 for 1 today. He did come in and score a run in the second inning. Right now the Falcons lead 7-3, 2 gone, top of the third. Here's the pitch. That is waved at and missed, 0-2. As Glidden works ahead here of Harrison. Game starting left fielder for the Royals back in. Takini gives the target. The 2-strike offering is looked at for strike 3. The Royals get a base hit in the third, but they leave him stranded. A score of 7-3 as we go to the bottom half of the third next on 104.3, 960 Sports and MyBasin.com.
What are your goals? To get stronger, move better, feel healthier? Whatever you're aiming for, Harbor Isles is here to help you. They have brand new cardio and strength equipment. Harbor Isles offers indoor tennis courts, 4 indoor pickleball courts, energizing group classes, expert personal trainers, and a friendly, knowledgeable staff ready to guide you every step of the way. No matter what your goals are, Harbor Isles has everything you need to reach those goals. Stop by and see the difference for yourself. Harbor Isles, lose those reins and get your gains.
Are you an enthusiastic sports fan? Want to have fun and get in on the action?
Heck yes, that'd be awesome.
Have great attention to detail? Want to stay active?
Definitely.
Want to give back to the student athletes in your community?
Obviously, yes.
Then you'd make an excellent high school sports official. We need more officials in Oregon, because with no high school officials, there are no high school sports. Sign up today at highschoolofficials.com.
New pitcher into the game for the North Jackson Royals. Tyler Harrison now on the mound for the Royals. Taking a look at him. This is his 5th appearance of the year, his 2nd in relief. Harrison's pitched 14 1/3 previous innings. He's allowed 20 hits, 18 runs, 10 of them earned. He's walked 7 and struck out 8, an ERA of 4.88 coming into play today for North Jackson, as he looks to go through 8, 9, and 1 in the Falcons order. And I think they're going to keep it in order here with Teeters, Hoblet, and Sims, although as we start to reach the late stages of a doubleheader, Falcons will start to move guys in and out of the order. So we'll try to keep tabs on that. And we'll also try to get you the other changes for North Jackson, as Harrison came in to play from left. Got a new left fielder is Carlo Garcia, and it looks like everyone else is the same. And so there we go. Ty Teeters getting ready to go now for the Falcons. Teeters laid down a sacrifice bunt his last time up, so without an official at-bat yet in this one. But Teeters on the season, batting .475 for the Falcons. First pitch, checks his swing, called a strike, 0-1.
Did you have a good time on your road trip with the Falcons?
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I think the baseball they played was good, but it's everything outside of the baseball that I think is important on a road trip like that. Getting up early, having to get on the bus with your team at 7 a.m., having to figure out what's for dinner, all these things that you have conversations with your teammates about. The 1-1's fouled off. The first night I was there was like across from the hotel, there was like a situation sort of like the Tap House up by Oregon Tech.
Mm-hmm.
And so there was cornhole there and food trucks and all these different types of things. So while we were all waiting for our food from the food trucks, there was a full cornhole tournament going on between the boys. I don't think Ty was there, unfortunately, but they broke out into cornhole. One night they were playing catch, practicing bunting in the courtyard of the hotel. One night we went to a minor league baseball game. The 2-2 is called a strike, rung up. Teeters on the curveball inside. Teeters down looking for the first down in the third. It'll bring up Harley Hoblet.
Yeah, and he's got his blue hood. Like we said, the accent color against the red looks good.
It's smart. He knows how to style it. He told me as much. He called me out for it. So good for him. Okay, he's got it styled, figured out. But here's the deal. You look good, you feel good, you play good, and when you play good, well, you wind up winning a lot of baseball games, and so far the Falcons have this season. They're 15-2 on the season. The 1-0 to Hoblet, misses wide, 2-0 to him. Hartley batting .333 on the season. He's also got 9 RBI this year, but here with the bases empty and 1 out. Pitch to Hoblet, taken for a ball, missed low. 3-0, the count to the Falcons center fielder. Lineup card turns over next for Carson Sims in the on-deck circle.
You know what I think would be pretty cool is if the Falcons had a mascot.
I'd like to submit my dog as the team mascot. He's been out here before, and the kids like him, and at the end of the day, what else is a mascot for except for hanging out with the kids?
Why not a Falcon?
I'm going to submit my dog as the team mascot. Fly ball right side of the infield. Back is Stockton. Has to battle the sun, but makes the catch. 2 outs in the third.
Are you then volunteering your wife as the mascot keeper?
Yeah.
And then she has to be at all home games?
Yep.
Okay.
But the dog is employed. He's going to be bringing in the big bucks, right?
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Do they get employed? Are they employed?
Mascots?
Yeah.
Yeah, yes. What?
Well, the guys who dress up in the suits, obviously.
Oh, well, now
are.
you just went out and ruined the whole illusion for everybody. The first pitch to Carson Sims is called a strike, and he's behind 0-1. Sims 1 for 1 in the ball game today. He singled in the first, walked in the second. He watches strike 2 get called on the outer third, and he's quickly behind. Harrison working ahead of these Falcons hitters in the third inning.
No, I was thinking that we could get a Falcons suit.
Sims hits one in the air, center field, playable for Tribber. Suppose we'll talk more about mascots coming up in the top half of the fourth inning. It's 7-3, the Falcons lead against the North Jackson Royals on mybasin.com.
There's something special about this place. It's more than the quiet mornings and the open skies. It's more than the scenery. It's the people. Around here, people still wave when you pass by. They check in when something's wrong. They show up when it matters. At Sage Credit Union, we're proud to live and work in a region that believes in each other. A place where neighbors lend a hand, small businesses thrive, and generosity runs deep. We believe that being part of a community means giving back to it, not just with dollars, but with time, effort, and heart. That's why our employees earn paid volunteer time. That's why you'll see us at food drives, fundraisers, and the local fair. We show up for our community. This isn't just where we work. This is where we live, where we give, and where we grow. Right here, in the coffee shop, at the fundraiser, and in our local branch. At Sage Credit Union, we've found our people. We'll see you around town.
Bottom of the order due up in the top of the fourth inning. As we check the line score for each of these teams through 3, the Klamath Falls Falcons have the lead 7-3 for the Falcons so far today. 7 runs comes on 5 hits. They've committed 2 errors. For North Jackson tonight, 3 runs on 4 hits. They've committed no errors. Guerrero, Bennett, and Carter due up this half inning for the Royals, as Hunter Glidden continues to work out there. After getting into some hot water in the second inning, he didn't allow a run in the third. Looking for more of the same here in the fourth. Grounder towards the right side. That is perfectly placed between Hamilton and Teeters. Couldn't have placed that one better. And a leadoff single for Marcos Guerrero makes him 2 for 2 in the ball game today. And it brings up Ben Bennett.
You ready to hear about this idea?
Oh, are we talking about mascots again?
Yeah.
Okay, let's hear it.
We could get a Falcons mascot suit, right?
Okay.
And
I don't know how my dog's going to fit in that, though.
Okay. And we could have like a parent rotation, right? Parents have to sign up for at least 2 games per season.
Good luck. Bunt laid down in front of the mound. Glidden is up with it. Underhand toss to first is there, so Bennett sacrifices himself to move Guerrero into scoring position, and it brings up Tobin Carter.
I nominate Rob Sims to go first.
Okay. Good luck. That's all I'll say. You got to have that conversation with him. I think I nominate you.
I'm not a parent.
Well, I'm still going to nominate you.
How am I going to work the computer if I can't see?
I'll just have a big old Falcon mascot, I guess, sitting next to me.
Oh, man.
Tobin Carter awaits the first pitch. That one is in the dirt and away, 1-0.
Got to talk to Mikey Safford.
Good luck. Good luck getting them to want to wear something that's going to get hot and probably smelly and no fun.
Yeah, but it's for the crowd. Gets the crowd going.
The 1-0 pitch called a strike. Count is even to Tobin Carter. That's why I think my dog would do a good job, because he just excites people everywhere he goes. So that's why I'm still nominating my dog for team mascot.
The noble profession of mascotry.
Yeah. It's a fine art. I majored in it in college. The 1-1 is called a strike, 1-2. I did not, but that's beside the point. Runner at second is Guerrero.
You may not be the mascot of the Falcons, but you're the voice of the Falcons.
I try. I try to be. Ball and 2 strikes. Swung on and missed. Glidden goes, I think, a changeup, maybe a curveball. Regardless, off speed got Carter to swing over the top of it. And there's 2 outs in the 4th inning. Top of the order due up. It's Skylar Tribber. Tribber 0 for 2 in the ball game today. He struck out in the first, flew out in the second. Bats here with a runner in scoring position, and his team down by 4. Glidden delivers the first pitch. Bounces to the plate. The batter swung, and Guerrero will advance to third on the wild pitch. I think that pitch bounced off the front lip of the plate and skipped over the glove of Tacchini. And that's how it got by him. But again, Tribber didn't hold up his check swing in time. And the count to him is 0-1. Glidden delivers the pitch. That one called a strike, knee-high over the heart of the plate. And Glidden works ahead here 0-2. Colin Stockton due up next if the inning continues. As Glidden gets the signal from Tacchini, he's agreeable on the first sign. And now the 0-2. That one's lifted, foul territory left side, and out of play. It'll stay an 0-2 count to Tribber. On the season, the team's leading hitter bats .391 for North Jackson. He has missed a handful of games. Like I said, he wasn't in the lineup the last time these two teams met back on June 18th. 9 base hits this year, an RBI, 7 runs scored. Bit of a smaller sample size than the rest of the bunch, but trying to come up here, push a run across with 2 outs and a runner at third. The pitch from Glidden is a bouncer, a chance at first for Hamilton. Plays it on 2 hops, takes it to the bag himself, and that'll do it in the 4th. The Royals get a leadoff single, but they leave him stranded in scoring position. They trail 7-3 as we go to the bottom half of the 4th inning next on MyBasin.com.
At Geno's on East Main Street, we're always ready for sports season.
And now is a perfect time to connect with us
We're open every morning at 6:30, serving simply good food.
for your breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
We offer breakfast burritos and burgers all day, Italian family recipes,
monthly specials, amazing desserts, and of course, your choice of cold or hot beverages.
Call 884-6474 right now to place a food order for pickup or use DoorDash delivery.
Or best of all, come dine in with us.
Geno's on East Main, simply good food.
Check out our full menu and all our activities at ilovegenos.com. Geno's on East Main, simply good food.
Colin Tacchini, Jacoby Tacchini, Corbin Hamilton do up this half inning for the Falcons. That's 2, 3, and 4 in their order as they lead the North Jackson Royals 7-3 in the bottom of the fourth inning. Tito Harrison still out there for North Jackson, came in relief of Brody Bavaro the last half inning. We'll give you the final line score on Brody here in just a second. Colin Tacchini blasts one into the right center field gap over the head of both outfielders. Tacchini's going to lead off this half inning with a double. 2 extra base hits for Colin today to go along with his RBI triple from the second inning. And that'll bring up Jacoby Tacchini. But first, final line today on Brody Bavaro, who pitched 2 innings. He allowed 5 hits, 7 runs. They were, 6 of them were earned, I believe. And he walked 6 and struck out 3. Pardon me, all of his runs were earned. 7 earned runs in 2 innings pitched for Brody today. Harrison is yet to allow one, but a runner in scoring position to lead off the inning. Not a bad pickoff move to second either. As Jacoby Tacchini gets ready to bat now, he is 1 for 1 in the ball game today, although he did get an RBI when he walked with the bases loaded in the second inning. Takes a ball low there, gets ahead 1-0. He also doubled in the first, and Chase Barrett would score a run in his stead. Pretty good lead for Tacchini off of second. They think about holding him there, and then the pitch home misses wide. Count is 2-0. The shortstop, Guerrero, and Stockton, the second baseman, trying to hold Colin close out there. Gets a pretty good secondary lead, and now they throw over to him. The throw beat him there, but Guerrero wasn't able to squeeze it on the tag. And so Tacchini getting a second life out there in scoring position. The count still 2-0 to Jacoby at the plate. Set on the hill is Harrison. And he motions home. That pitch misses wide. 3-0 the count to Jacoby. Corbin Hamilton is due up next. Jacoby hitting .288 this season for the Falcons. A team-high 24 RBI. The pitch is called a strike. And I don't think your trick worked out that time, Walter. Tacchini started jogging on down to first. He's got to pick up the bat.
And it was this close to working. I could feel the hesitation in the umpire.
Yeah, okay. 3-1 the count to Jacoby. Going to have to be ready to hit here. Probably going to get a good pitch against Harrison. Here it comes. That one misses up and away. And Tacchini works a walk for the second time today. Chase Barrett not up and out of the dugout. They're going to let Jacoby run for himself here, it seems, at least until we get 2 outs in the inning would be my presumption, as Corbin Hamilton gets ready to step in here. Corbin today is 1 for 1, had an RBI double and scored a run in the first. He also walked and scored a run in the second. Pitch from Harrison gets across for a strike, 0-1. Hamilton batting .435 this season for the Falcons. I just got a memory yesterday on Facebook about the Falcons' trip to Alaska last year in the Alaska 529 Midseason Classic up in Anchorage. Corbin Hamilton won the tournament MVP last year, only the second player ever from the state of Oregon to win that award. And it was a good time for the Falcons last year. A runner-up finish at that event, lost to a team from Kentucky, Madisonville, in a really one of the best baseball games I've seen since being able to call games for the Falcons. A 1-0 championship game last year in the 529 Midseason Classic. Of course, the Falcons came up on the short end of that one, but still a great showing in the last Frontier last season. The 1-1 called a strike. Hamilton behind in the count. A ball and 2 strikes now. Nobody out in the inning. Falcons lead by 4. We're in the bottom of the 4th inning. The second of 2 tonight, a league doubleheader between North Jackson and the Klamath Falls Falcons. The pitch is hit to the right side. Carter, the right fielder, getting underneath it. He is unable to make the catch. It's in and out of his glove. Everyone is going to advance a station on the error, and it brings up P.J. Safford. First error of this one for North Jackson. And for Carter, that really was just in and out of his glove out there. Tough break for him. He's going to remember it. Got to try his best to forget about it. Be ready to make the next play. By the way, now that Jacoby's into scoring position, they're going to courtesy run for him. Chase Barrett now in there at second base. Corbin Hamilton aboard at first. Colin Takini at third. And here is P.J. Safford with the bases loaded. First pitch to P.J. misses outside. P.J. today 1 for 1. He singled in the first, walked in the third. In the opener today, Safford was 1 for 3, but did knock in 3 runs with a single in the first inning. The 1-0 is gonna miss in. Looked good to me, but Safford works ahead 2-0, and Trustin Thomas is on deck. Safford on the season bats .361. All of his hits so far have been singles. He's also had 10 RBIs on the year, as that pitch is fouled back. Count is 2-1 to the Falcons' designated hitter. Wouldn't be shocked if they use him on the mound late in this one, or also wouldn't be surprised if they save him to throw tomorrow against Phoenix Cascade. As that pitch misses low to him, works ahead 3-1. Again, the Falcons' homestand does continue tomorrow. Doubleheader against the Phoenix Cascade Legion Baseball Club. 5:30 first pitch tomorrow here at Kiger Stadium. 3-1 rolled foul. Counts 3-2. And then the Falcons back out onto the road. They are going up to Roseburg for their 4th of July tournament presented by Abby's Legendary Pizza. Taking on the host team Roseburg Pepsi on the first day. Taking on Venture on Friday. Taking on the Junior Riverhawks on Saturday. And then taking on, I believe, a team from Southern Oregon on Sunday. And then returning home. Got a couple of home games to start the next week against South Medford. So, well, the month of June is nearing a close. Still plenty of baseball left to be played for the Falcons this year. Bases loaded, 3-2 pitch to P.J. Safford. It is a bouncer back up the middle. Guerrero is up with it. The throw home is going to be in time. And that's all they get. And so, good job getting the lead runner for Guerrero as Safford reaches on the fielder's choice. Barrett advances to third. Corbin Hamilton to second. And here's Trustin Thomas with the bases loaded. All right. Thomas is 0 for 1 in this one. He struck out in the first, but he also walked with the bases loaded in the second and earned an RBI for his trouble.
I wonder if he's had some carne asada since then.
What's that? The carne asada?
I wonder if he's had any carne asada.
The meal of champions?
Yeah.
It helped him break out of the slump, and he's been good. Pitch to Thomas, misses upstairs, 1-0. Anything will help out. You keep Thomas just in a rhythm up there ever since living in the basin throughout this summer. Of course, he's from Modoc High School down in Alturas, a member of the Braves, but able to make a home here in the basin throughout the regular season. The 1-1 is swung on and missed. I believe he's staying with P.J. Safford as well. So, again, one of those guys who's figured out a role for himself, welcomed with open arms, and is having a good year so far for the Falcons.
We had it confirmed. Has not had any carne asada since the breakout.
Okay. Well, then what's been on the menu? Ooh.
Burgers and hot dogs last night.
Man, whatever works.
That's some good ballpark food right there.
The 2-2 home. Here we go. Hit hard to left field. The Burgers and Dogs strike again. That might clear off the bases. Thomas digging for 2. He's rounding second, headed for third. Thomas clears the bases with a triple. And the dinner menu strikes again here for the Falcons. They score 3 runs, up 10-3 on the 3 RBI triple for Trustin Thomas. Second bases clearing triple for Thomas against North Jackson this season. Seeing the ball well against the Powder Blue. And the score 10-3 with Rogers due up next. 1 out in the inning. Rogers has walked and struck out in 2 plate appearances so far today. That one's going to miss outside, 1-0. So Barrett, Corbin Hamilton, and P.J. Safford coming in to score on that last play. And a run comes in as Thomas touches home as well. Did he just take home, or was that a pass ball? Oh, throw over the pitcher's head. Okay, error on the catcher, and a run scores. 11-3, the Falcons lead. And now the base is empty for Max Rogers. That pitch took up some dirt with it, but called a strike. I saw some dirt come off the ground. Rogers would have needed to break out the 8-iron to swing at that one, but the count's even. Here's the pitch. That one, just as low as the last one, called a ball. 2-1 the count to Max. Ty Teeters is on deck. Harley Hoblet in the hole.
You've invited me to come golfing with you before. Are you a big golfer? Like, you golf a lot?
Oh, I don't golf nearly as much as I'd like to, but I do enjoy it. It's a fun time.
That's what most golfers say, I feel like.
Yeah. 3-1. Misses up. Rogers walks. It's hard to get. I don't like to play by myself, and I don't got any friends in town who play. Everyone I know who plays is like my friends over the hill in Grants Pass, or my wife's family likes to golf, but they live kind of all over the place, so we only get to play a couple times a year.
Rob Sims
might enter some tournaments for K-Lad here and there. I think we've got a team coming up in the Bonanza Antler football team golf invitational. Move over to first. Rogers is back safely. The YMCA had a golf tournament recently. I believe we had a team in that too. I didn't get a chance to play because we were doing baseball. But
is that a scramble?
I don't even really recall exactly what they did. Ty Teeters bounces one over to third. It is under the glove of the third baseman. Guerrero lays out for it, but is unable to make the play. Digging for third is Rogers. He's in safely. And advancing on the throw is Teeters. He's in safely at second. And that is great base running for the Falcons. Heads up play by Rogers, and Teeters following suit. Give Ty the single, and he advances to second on the play. Also to third is Max Rogers. 1 gone, 2 men in scoring position for the Falcons center fielder, Harley Hoblet. Now, even though I play golf a fair amount, I'm not very good. And so
that's also what every golfer says.
First pitch to Harley Hoblet, a bouncer to third, another chance for Skinner. Throw to first is going to get away from the first baseman. 1 run scores. Teeter's going to stay put at third, and advancing to second on the error is going to be Harley Hoblet.
Are you going for a bingo, Josh?
All right, so Harley reaching on the error. Again, Rogers came in to score. Teeters to third. And so we're back to the top of the order for Carson Sims. The Falcons lead 12-3. The pitch to Sims, fouled off. Count is 0-1. What was your question, Walter?
I said, are you going for a bingo? Because you've said all of the catchphrases that golfers like to say.
Oh. What's the one I'm missing? Here's the 0-1. Called a strike. I don't know. I guess you're right. But, you know, some folks go out there, they only want to hit the ball 77, 76 times. I go out there, I get my money's worth. I hit it 100, 110
there
times.
There it is. That's what it is.
Fly ball to right field. Carter gets underneath it, makes the catch. Teeters tagging from third to score. The throw is going to short hop the plate. Stockton's going to have to come out and field it. Sims gets an RBI, pushes the Falcons' lead to 10. They're up 13-3 in the 4th inning. And now there's 2 outs. By the way, Hoblet advancing to third on that same sacrifice fly as Colin Tacchini bats now. He doubled earlier in this inning to go along with a triple earlier today. He's having a great evening.
Another one is I always win every time I go. I score more than everyone else.
First pitch misses outside. 1-0 to Colin Tacchini. I can't think of any more golf. I just don't do it enough to spend enough time out there on the course. 2-0 the count now to Colin. Tyler Harrison with the delivery. That one's ripped to third, gloved by Skinner at third. A nice play leaping to bring that one in, and that'll do it in the fourth. But the Falcons score 6, and they go up by 10, and a chance to end it here in the fifth if they can keep North Jackson off the board. We'll be back for it on 104.3, 960 Sports, and mybasin.com.
Come on in. Hey, I'm Jason with Elevate Physical Therapy, Fitness, and Performance, and just a little bit about us. So we started in March of 2020, opened right before COVID hit. It's been a wild ride. So one of the things I'm super passionate about is this idea of being guides, or think about like a map and compass. If you think about our job as physical therapists is to take a person who's had an injury and help them kind of go from point A to point B. And everybody's journey is different. It's never a straight line. It's nice to have someone that's been there, that's walked that path before many times. And so we see it as our honor and privilege to be able to walk with patients through those little steps along the way of getting back to doing the things they love. So to get a hold of us at Elevate, you can call our number at 541-887-2030. Check out our website, elevateptfp.com. Or check us out on Instagram, shoot us a message.
Two, 3-4 due up this half inning for the Royals. They look to get a run across and extend the ball game. By the way, defensive replacements for the Falcons. We're going to have Colby Medeiros at second base. Chase Barrett is in left, Mason Snell is in center, and Max Rogers is in right. Still on the mound, though, is Hunter Glidden as he goes to work against Colin Stockton. He's gotten Stockton on strikes both times today, and the first pitch is nearly going to hit him.
You got to wear that. You got to wear that.
Would you wear that one?
I mean, I wouldn't wear any pitch from any of these guys. But if I'm on the team, I got to wear it.
Not me, but you. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Rules for thee, but not for me.
Count 1-0 to Stockton. He watches that one sail up high, 2-0. Stockton on the season bats .321 for North Jackson. He's got a couple of doubles, a triple on the season. He also leads the team in free passes. He's worked 10 walks this season. Here he sends a line drive to center field. Snell, with his first defensive chance, makes the play in center. And there's one gone. Brings up Colby Stockton for North Jackson. I got to give some credit to Colby today. He's been the catcher both games for North Jackson. Got to give credit to a guy who starts both legs of a doubleheader. You know, it seems like light work for Jacoby Tacchini, so maybe we don't mention it as much as we should for him. But still tough to catch both ends of a doubleheader. Colby's done that today for the Royals. He's done a fair job. I think everything that's gotten past him has pretty much been wild pitches, which nothing a catcher can do about that. So all told, he's had an all right day. Although at the plate in this one, he's 0 for 2, trying to get something going against Hunter Glidden here.
Seems like Jacoby was born behind the plate.
Yeah, you're right about that. He just feels so comfortable back there. 1-0 the count to Colby Stockton. The pitch from Glidden. Misses up, 2-0. After Colby, it is Carlo Garcia due up in the 4 spot. The pitch from Glidden, that one nearly came in and got the hands of Stockton. Glidden's behind here, 3-0. Again, 13-3 our score. If the Falcons keep North Jackson off the board here, game ends in a mercy rule, although even one run extends the ball game for North Jackson. The 3-0 misses up, and Glidden walks that run aboard here with one out in the inning. And looking towards the dugout, I see Coach Connor up and moving around, but I don't think he's coming out to call time just yet. The pitching coach for the Falcons. As in steps Carlo Garcia. First chance today. Timeout is called. I think that pitch missed upstairs. Count is 1-0 to Carlo Garcia. On the season, Garcia batting .125. This North Jackson squad as a team, not particularly tearing up the stat sheet. They bat 197 as a club. Again, they're 2-11 on the season. Trying to get a run across here against the Falcons to avoid another mercy rule finish against the league-leading Klamath Falls Falcons. And Glidden falls behind here 2-0. Not making it easy per se, but not necessarily making the Royals work their way aboard. Finally getting a strike on the swing and a miss from Garcia. By the way, I think I see P.J. Safford heading out to the bullpen. If the Falcons need to call on somebody, he just might be the call. The 2-1 home. Misses up 3-1. You know what I see out there, Walter? A ton of flies.
A lot of midges.
The midgies are out. Summer is here. That's how you know it.
I was going to answer a ton of midges, and I was joking, but...
That's exactly what I see, though. 3-1. Called a strike right down Main Street. 3-2 the count to Garcia. That's just how you know it's summer in the basin. Just a slight green haze across the field.
Yeah, especially down by the lake.
3-2, it is swung on and missed. Big strikeout there for Glidden. 2 gone in the 5th. Boy, out by where I live, my apartment complex, out by the canal, it's like wading through a swamp of bugs every time I go to my front door. I don't know how many times they've flown into my mouth, into my eyes, into my ears. It's the worst.
I'm surprised you have any blood left.
Pitch misses upstairs, 1-0. They don't bite me so much.
No, I'm talking about mosquitoes.
Oh.
Down by the canal, that's their breeding grounds down there.
Well, mosquitoes have always kind of avoided me. I don't know why, but they always have. Runner on the move. The pitch called a strike. The throw down, not going to get the runner, Stockton. And
well, you heard it here first, folks. Josh Eldridge tastes funny.
I guess so. My whole life, they've never gone after me. But I think I've eaten my fair share by accident this season. It's been tragic.
It's a reverse of the roles.
Yeah, it's really messed up. The 1-1 home, called a strike, 1-2. Maybe they're frightened of me. They see me coming down like Godzilla. They're like, here's the guy who ate Frank. We got to get away from him.
No revenge to be had.
North Jackson down to their final strike of the day. The 1-2 from Glidden. Bounces to the plate. Gets away from Takini, enough for the runner to advance to third. And so now just 90 feet away from scoring, and Takini wore that one on the chest piece a little bit. And he's going to need a break here, going out to chat things over. And, yeah, walking that one off. That did not feel good for Jacoby. The runner who stands at third is Colby Stockton. And at the plate with 2 strikes on him is Tristan Skinner. Here's the pitch from Glidden. A bouncer to second. Medeiros up with it. The throw on to first is in time, and the Falcons secure a home sweep of the North Jackson Royals, winning this one 13-3 in 5 innings in front of the home crowd at Kiger Stadium. We're going to step aside for 2 minutes. We'll be back then to recap this one for you, give you our Abby's Legendary Pizza Player of the Game, as well as our final line score, and get you ready for a doubleheader coming up tomorrow on 104.3 960 Sports and MyBasin.com. We'll be back with you here in just a moment.
Happy totals for the ball game. For the Falcons, 13 runs on 8 hits, no commits, 2 errors. For the Royals, 3 runs on.
Are you an enthusiastic sports fan? Want to have fun and get in on the action?
Heck yes, that'd be awesome.
Have great attention to detail? Want to stay active?
Definitely.
Want to give back to the student athletes in your community?
Obviously, yes.
Then you'd make an excellent high school sports official. We need more officials in Oregon, because with no high school officials, there are no high school sports. Sign up today at highschoolofficials.com.
Wait, all I do is wait. So lonely, I just sigh and moan. Seems like I've been waiting forever. Wondering if you're coming home.
This is where unconditional love and immeasurable happiness reside. This is home. Coldwell Banker, where home begins.
What are your goals? To get stronger, move better, feel healthier? Whatever you are aiming for, Harbor Isles is here to help you. They have brand new cardio and strength equipment. Harbor Isles offers indoor tennis courts, 4 indoor pickleball courts, energizing group classes, expert personal trainers, and a friendly, knowledgeable staff ready to guide you every step of the way. No matter what your goals are, Harbor Isles has everything you need to reach those goals. Stop by and see the difference for yourself. Harbor Isles, lose those reins and get your gains.
Josh Eldridge back with you today from Kiger Stadium on 104.3, 960 Sports, and MyBasin.com. The Klamath Falls Falcons victors in the nightcap this evening, 13-3 against the North Jackson Royals. Tonight for the Falcons, 13 runs on 8 hits, 2 errors. For North Jackson, 3 runs on 5 hits and 3 errors. Tonight's winning pitcher for the Klamath Falls Falcons is Hunter Glidden, working a complete game, throwing 5 innings, allowing 5 hits, 3 runs, 2 earned, and he struck out 7. Losing pitcher tonight is Brody Bavaro. 2 innings pitched for him, 5 hits, 7 runs. They're all earned. He walked 6 and struck out 3. Notables today for the Falcons include Colin Tacchini. Another outing as our Abby's legendary pizza player of the game. 2 for 4 tonight with an RBI, a double, and a triple for Colin. A great evening for him. He was helped out tonight by Carson Sims, who finished 1 for 2 with an RBI. Corbin Hamilton was 1 for 2 with 3 runs scored and an RBI. Trustin Thomas had 4 runs batted in on a 1 for 2 day. He also tripled this evening for the Falcons, who, after that win, improved to 16-2 on the season and a perfect 10-0 in league play. But no rest, as they are back at home tomorrow against the Phoenix Cascade Legion Baseball Club right here at Kiger Stadium, a 5:30 first pitch. That's our next broadcast on 104.3, 960 Sports, and MyBasin.com. Back along with you for a home doubleheader against Phoenix Cascade tomorrow. In the meantime, about does it for us tonight. Want to thank everybody involved with making tonight's broadcast possible. Of course, both head coaches, Sean Teeters for the Falcons, Trevor Ayers for the North Jackson Royals. Thanks to our official scorer and stadium announcer Mike Safford tonight. For my partner Walter Hartley, thank you for joining us for another edition of Falcons Baseball. Back again tomorrow here at Kiger Stadium. But until then, my name is Josh Eldridge. Have a great rest of your Tuesday night. So long and good night from Kiger Stadium.